Alright, hello. My name is Aviel. I did the CHUNITHM Luminous Plus showcase for Awesome Games Done Quick 2025, and I'm currently sick, which is great. Luckily, I wasn't sick during the actual showcase, but I'm sick, which is great. I'm slowly recovering, which is also pretty great. But I actually wanted to do this video because I want to kind of dive a little deeper into the showcase itself, while also just looking at the chat, because I think chat probably went a bit nuts during the actual showcase itself. But obviously, we didn't really get a good chance to look at chat. But also, I want to take this time to also kind of talk about how I thought about the showcase, how the showcase kind of went, the little things that kind of happened, the planning, obviously, because we were given about 2 months to do the planning. And yeah, I think without further ado, we can just kind of get this started. Little bit of a reaction video, basically.
Incentives for upgrading Hitman.
It was kind of cool that they actually put the Metaverse incentive together with the 1 million milestone, because that wasn't planned. Like, you cannot plan that.
Music join
no one would have told us that they would put the Luminous Plus Metaverse Boss Rush incentive with the $1 million milestone until like 2 hours. Like, it was during Call of Duty. I believe it was during Call of Duty where they actually tied the milestone with the Metaverse incentive. So we had a script. We had a 100-page script. 100 pages.
Hello, Games Done Quick. Welcome to the CHUNITHM Luminous Plus Arcade Showcase.
Also, what's cool that
from Singapore.
we completely didn't know was that they had the Pittsburgh audience voices, or like the crowd audio, together with the stream, which is so sick. I would have asked for that if I wouldn't have known that they could do it, but they did it anyways, which is so cool.
Known as a ground slider. Now, what makes this game unique is that on the side,
but yeah, because
of the
we had a
cabinet,
100 word,
on the player
sorry, 100 page, 100 page script.
Sensors, and we will be having to activate these.
We had like a 100-page script. Like, you can even see it. Like, this is the computer. Oh my gosh, you can actually see like the OBS layout. It's a blue screen with our windows on. Kind of funny that you can actually see it here. But because we had a script, we were kind of reading a lot of things off the script, which eventually did not match with what was actually being shown on stream and what was actually happening. So you'll see later. There's already like a couple of errors at the start of the showcase.
Air sensors by lifting or lowering our hands. The three of us here are some of International's best players, so we will hopefully offer you incredible skill, incredible songs, and incredible entertainment. So let us do a player introduction, starting with Blaze.
Hello guys, I'm Blaze. I've been playing CHUNITHM for 3 years. My max rating is 17.35. And today, January 10th, is my birthday.
Woo! Give it up for Blaze's birthday.
Such a nice touch. Like, you can hear the Pittsburgh crowd. It's so
hello
cool.
Hello everyone, I'm BZ.
Gosh,
so
I completely had no idea until I was watching the VOD back. I was like, oh my god.
I really enjoy playing
Holy
the
shit.
lower level songs in the game. And most of the time you see me playing those songs and going for maximum scores. And so far I have about 900, just above 900 of them. Yeah, and my maximum rating in CHUNITHM is 17.40.
Just to put it in perspective, he has 900 maximum theoretical scores. I only have 44. So that's the contrast that we're...
It's a big deal, by the way. I think BZ has the international record for the most amount of all Justice Criticals on Masters in like the international server. He has the highest. It's a big deal.
Having to deal with. And I'm Raviel. I've been playing CHUNITHM for 4 years, and my current max rating is 17.31. Now, if you recognize my name or my voice, that's because I actually was featured in the Summer Games Done Quick Online 2021 My Finale showcase as commentary for Star Kirby 86. So I had a lot of fun back then. But let's have some fun today. With that out of the way, Blaze, it is time. Let's have you at the CHUNITHM podium and we can get things started. Alright, so unfortunately, we can't be at the venue at Pittsburgh to show all of you this game in person, but we do have a mini live audience behind us. Applause, yeah.
This was something I wanted to plan out. Initially, I was kind of thinking how many people we could theoretically get. We ended up having like 4 people, So 3 people here and 1 to the side, which is still okay. Like it really didn't affect the overall showcase too much. I just wanted like some people in the on-site audience, which is a small touch, small detail.
I'm not sure if the voice filtering picked that up, but they're real. You can see that they have plushes, so don't worry about it.
The plushes was not intended. It wasn't in the script. I just saw them picking up plushes. Like, hey, they have plushes. I think it's a cute touch.
Let me explain how this showcase is going to work. Every credit contains 3 songs. At the end of the credit, the player will be going through logout screens to collect in-game rewards, and after that, they will be logging out. And what will happen is Blaze will become a commentator, and I will become the player. And then after I finish my credit, I will become a commentator, and BZ will become the player, and we do this for 6 songs. Sorry, 6 credits. That's 18.
Amazing. 6 songs, yeah. We're doing this for 6 songs. Showcase about to end in half an hour, and then we dip.
Songs. We got a lot of songs to go through. Not just 6, we have 18. Alright. We do have the Metaverse Boss Song Rush incentive tied to the $1 million total accumulative donation, which is crazy. So if you want to see all of us die, just kidding. If you want to see all of us challenge CHUNITHM's hardest songs, do donate and remember to take that incentive.
You did not have to take the incentive. Any amount of donation contributes to the Metaverse Boss Rush. I put that as the incentive on the script because initially it was supposed to be like a side incentive, and I had no idea that GDQ were going to just tie it to any single donation contributing to the milestone. So great start.
That's right. So there will also be some downtime whenever we have to switch players, and we will use the downtime to have our host Pride read out some donations.
Yep.
Alright, good. So I think we'll...
Pride was great. Like I kind of felt bad because we could only like let him speak every 3 songs, which is about 10 minutes. Usually like GDQ runs, you would have like the host talk about donations like every 2 or 3 minutes or 5 minutes sometimes, and we had to do it after like every 10 minutes. So Pride couldn't get a lot of details in. Like Pride kept on saying like, oh, we opened an incentive, and then immediately got mad. I was just like, oh geez. Like these incentives were getting met really quickly, and I had like no clue. So that's just kind of like the unfortunate situation with these kind of rhythm game showcases. I believe the U-Beat showcase also kind of had that, where they could only speak, like the host could only speak after every set. But Pride did amazing.
We'll get into the game right now. The first song we have is Rainy Color Watercolor by...
Alright, so set list discussion. This song was definitely not supposed to be in the set list until a month ago. We wanted to kind of have a good starting song to, like, as like a tutorial in a sense, without actually playing the tutorial, because you can't actually play the tutorial without actually having a fresh new account. So we all had to play on our own accounts already, so we couldn't show the tutorial. We had to play an existing master chart, and we picked this one because it was quite fundamental, quite basic. Initially it was supposed to be Start Liner. That was my suggestion, but we opted for this. I don't think there was going to be too much of a difference between Start Liner and Rainy Color, but yeah, not a big deal. I think this song was still a pretty good opener, because it was also the part of the first update of Paradise Lost, which I know a lot of North Americans, if they played CHUNITHM before, they would have played Paradise Lost.
Parasuya Sabo and Rika. So this song is the first CHUNITHM original song added to the version Paradise Lost, which is the version that can be most commonly found for those living in America and also Europe.
Alright, then without further ado, let's get a countdown and begin the showcase in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start! Welcome to the CHUNITHM showcase. As the song plays, I will introduce the basic information of this game.
Tech really made this work extremely smoothly
and I'm going to notate these notes as colored strips. So the song begins with these blue strips, or the slide, where you have to tap the beginning and trace it as it moves along the slider. The red strips are
also, it's a little bit unfortunate that sometimes the cameras look very choppy, like they drop frames like every 10 seconds.
Lower them onto some orange strips, which are hold notes. And we have some green lines as well. These are called air holds and air action, which require the player to lift their hands up, where the air sensors can detect movement and wave across them.
Alright, so here we have the first instance of cross-handing, where your hand crosses over the other to hit notes on the opposite side. So understanding this technique,
It's also really
is
funny how
fundamental
there's
as it
already
prevents
people
your
that
hands from getting
can't
all
keep
tangled
up with the game immediately.
These grey and blue
Or
notes.
also here. So if you all haven't seen the showcase yet, watch it before you watch this. But in this song, there is a segment where there's a bunch of slides that create an umbrella shape, and the gag is I pull up an umbrella and open the umbrella from behind me, and then me and BZ just sit there in silence for 5 seconds. So I was supposed to have the umbrella behind me already, but because I was so nervous, I put the umbrella very far away from me, next to BZ. So you can actually see in the commentator
notes on the
camera.
opposite side. So understanding this technique,
I
is
believe I will
fundamental as it
point at
prevents your
BZ
hands
because this is the moment where I realized that the umbrella was not behind
from
me.
getting all tangled up.
And I was like, okay. And then I point directly across BZ. I believe BZ was also like, oh, yep, gotta pick up the umbrella. So, luckily I didn't say anything audibly. It just felt very seamless to actually get the umbrella.
These grey and blue notes.
So he's
flip
like,
notes
BZ's
where you
trying
have
to
swipe
take the
sideways
umbrella from behind,
on the
which
downslider
is
to hit them.
a little bit funny. You
Now,
can see
onto
the umbrella.
judgments themselves, because
Oh no,
you
there's a
see
chair.
right next
You
to
can see the
timer,
chair move.
There is a custom-made judgments box live.
So, we weren't informed about this, but in the prototype template, there was supposed to be a live judgments box, which I will show on screen right now. But this judgments box was supposed to be to the left of the timer. And it's not there. It is not there. And I didn't know until the first song ended because I decided to pull up stream just to see how things were going. And then I realized that the box wasn't there. So after this song ends, I had to bring it up again because that was quite embarrassing for me to say something that isn't there. Pretty. I feel like it might be like a little bit of a miscomm. It's a funny thing, it's fine. It didn't really affect the showcase too much.
As Blaze plays, we have Critical Justice, which is the highest scoring judgment. There's also Justice, which is still considered perfect judgment. And then we have Attack, which is a good judgment. And of course, the Miss.
Okay, so now we are at the first chorus of the song. You start to see how the various elements of the game are implemented together to achieve a smooth and almost dance-like playing experience. So let's talk about the level system in CHUNITHM, shall we? Scales from level 1 to 15 with decimal points on songs over level 7. So 0.5 to 0.9 chart constants warrant a plus symbol next to the level. And as you can see, this song is rated at 11.
Only if the first time CHUNITHM was on GDQ it was this cool. If you know, you know.
Plus, and more specifically 11.8. So later on, we'll be playing
I'm
songs
glad
with
that
chart
this
constants as
showcase
high
kind
as
of also
15.3, and we are
shifted
only
all of that
just
to
getting
one
started.
side, and people are looking at this
So
like, wow,
notice that
CHUNITHM's
slides
really cool,
can be used to
and not
create
have
various shapes and
that
patterns. So like
at the back of their head anymore.
raindrops
So
and hearts. There's
that's
also
pretty
nice
cool.
use of slides here for this zigzag pattern.
So this is the umbrella. I'm very sure half of the people watching this didn't realize what was going on. They just saw that I had the umbrella, and they're like, oh, that's kind of cute. But then they didn't realize that the chart also had an umbrella.
Alright, scoring-wise, the highest score you can attain on a song is 1,010,000 points. So the ranks are split as such. 1,009,000
Also something to point out as
is
well,
triple S
a lot of
plus,
people
1,007,500
are very focused on
above
combo.
is triple S,
Even though this game
1,005,000
rewards you
above
for
is double
score,
S
it
plus,
doesn't really
1
reward you
million
for
and above
combo.
is a double S.
Because in this game it is
So we have
quite
ranks
easy
within
to
2S
actually gain combo.
Plus,
Because like if you just hold onto slides or holds, you rack up combo very fast, depending on like the BPM, or like depending on like the tick rate. And if there's like a lot of air notes, you can just hover your hand in the air and you get a shit ton of combo. So combo really doesn't matter in this game that much. It is about accuracy at the end of the day. But I guess, you know, it's GDQ, people like seeing number go big. So that's also why we all have like the combo in the middle. You know, so people can watch number go big.
S, A, B, and so on.
And
What do the green up arrows mean? You lift your hands. Yeah.
the GDQ crowd watching, you guys can get a double S rank too if you donate some money.
Yeah.
Up to 1 million,
Yep.
the big
There
1
are
million
IR
milestone.
sensors on the left and right.
Definitely
That's
can. GDQ chat can hit the double S rank in CHUNITHM as we actually have
For chat, sharing an umbrella can be considered romantic in Japan. I didn't realize. I didn't actually realize that. The more you know.
First All Justice of the showcase.
So it's a Resident Evil rhythm game. I don't know about that one.
Let's go! So, as I mentioned, 1,010,000 points is the highest score you can get, which means that Blaze was off by 27 points with 5 justices. The margin of error is very small, and this also creates a new challenge
from
for
where?
players to try and go for the All Justice Critical. Oh, I think the rain is stopped, so let me just keep this right now.
And you may have seen that Blaze's high score is actually 1,010,000 points, so he does indeed have the All Justice Critical.
Yep.
Yep. This is the
Alright,
part
Rainy
where I
Color,
say-
Watercolor is only the first song
Why?
of 18, so now we'll move on to our second song. Also, I
there we
do
go.
apologize, we did mention that there's a judgment box, but I don't think it's being shown on stream. But you guys can see the judgment at the top of the UI on the gameplay feed. So this is the first segment of the showcase. We'll be showing off CHUNITHM's
Save.
huge song selection, huge song library.
So for the first half of the showcase, we just basically did like a game and variety song rush. We just basically played a bunch of songs that are recognizable from other games, and we had to get the Yakuza song out of the way, because there was a Yakuza run, and people really like Baka Mitai, and we had to play this.
And just to give you an example, we have Baka Mitai Taxi Driver Edition originating from Yakuza 5. So shoutouts to Big No-No on his Yakuza Anniversary run.
Even though
This
it
song
came
is
out
meant to be a
in Yakuza
karaoke
5.
song,
I want to
And
so
not
if you
all
are
the
watching and you
Pittsburgh
happen to
on
know
this
the
one.
lyrics, feel free to
Oh yeah, so also in like the first 10% or 20% of the showcase, the three of us and Pride were off sync. But in the Discord call, we could hear each other completely fine. It was in sync, but on the stream, it was off sync, and they managed to fix it later. But just to point it out there.
join Kazuma Kiru in his singing.
Oh boy.
A little bit of awkward
It might want
silence
to
because
spell
of
you
the
your
off
ears
sync.
because I can't really sing. But something to point out is that the ground slider is split into 16 small columns. 16 small columns. And as there are that many columns, note sizes can differ from 1 column small up to 16 column wide. So we'll see that later on. Alright, so we got some very small notes, as you can see, very tiny. You have to be precise with your aim for this one. Alright, we got some 4-note chords with air notes going up and down. All you need to do is just hit them upward and you'll be fine. Alright, this song is a little bit too good to give up, so I might want to start going the song a bit. I love you. And the notes form a harp. These yellow notes you see are called EX
I
notes.
hate singing.
And those notes only have 2 judgments, a critical justice.
I really
or a
hate
miss.
singing.
So now here are some slides that congregate into the middle. Soon you'll see some sayonara, and the air actions make you do a waving goodbye motion.
Alright, here comes the chorus. Dame, dame.
So you may have seen the notes forming crosses
Couch
that
is
Blaze
perfect with
actually
the
swipes
plushies. I'm
through.
very sure,
The sliding through tabs is a
like, they
technique that is
coordinated
unique
it
to
themselves.
CHUNITHM,
They-
as
I
you can run your
didn't
hands all
know
over
that they were
the
going
keys
to
on
be
the ground
dancing with the
slider to
plushies
create
at
new
all.
inputs. So when Blaze does an X motion over the 16 keys, the game treats it as 16 unique inputs. So sliding is always a good technique to keep in mind when the tabs get all bunched up together.
Yep.
Alright, we are now approaching the outro of Baka Mitai, but we still got a couple more notes to end of this song. Still holding the All Justice as well. Can we get a back-to-back All Justice? Here we go. The ending
It's kind of
slows
cool
down.
that it
We
does
got
look like
couple
a
more
slider.
small notes in
Like
the
it
middle.
does look like the ground slider.
Not
Probably
a
too
problem
many
for Blaze,
sensors.
the second All
But
Justice
the
of
audio-
run. Let's go.
The audio box looks like a ground slider, which is so
Alright, that
cool.
was Baka Mitai. So to before we begin the third song, I actually want to address a very interesting technical aspect of CHUNITHM. So here's something I made with bamboo paper and IKEA pencils.
Sorry. So yeah, I did these 1 week before the showcase. During the the submission video, I also had to explain this, but I did not have props. I had to just explain it with like my hands and my fingers, and there was a lot of yapping, and I didn't necessarily like that. So I was like, how is there a better way for me to explain like how notes, timing windows would be cut off if they were very close to each other? So I looked around my room and I realized I had some bamboo papers and some IKEA pencils, and I just taped the IKEA pencils to the paper while coloring the paper with the colored boxes to represent the timing windows. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use this. We rehearsed this. Did we rehearse this? I think we rehearsed it once. I think we rehearsed with the pops once, and then after that I rolled with it in the showcase. And I think it turned out well. I think it turned out okay.
So each pencil, as you can see here, is a note. The yellow box is the Justice Critical Timing window, and the red boxes are not. So every note in the game has two judgment layers, an early layer, which is the bottom of the note, and a late layer, which is the top of the note, because notes fall downwards. So let's say you have two notes, like this, one in front and one behind. The first note's early layer is going to be unaffected as there's no note in front of it. However, the second note's early layer is cut off like this. Like this. So it is impossible for you to hit a bad judgment on the second note as long as it gets hit after the first. So what players will do for these kinds of notes is to just rub in a circular motion on the ground slider, so it hits the most amount of sensors with the least amount of energy used, and you won't hit a bad judgment on any of the notes. So like what we saw with the hearts and the...
This guy's day job is a teacher. I am still a student. But funnily enough, I am studying how to teach. Nice foreshadowing there.
X's, Blaze, all he had to do was just rub on the ground slider.
Also,
and he
shoutouts
managed hit all
to
of them
Tomato
perfectly.
Angus
That's
on the
right.
Fallout Anthology
Now to
speedrun,
continue our song
because
library
that
quiz
run
segment,
inspired
we
me
would like
to make the
present a song
props.
that many may know to be a meme.
I love memes. How about a song that was showcased
Tomato
during
Angus,
Waka
Revolt
versus
Edition.
AGDQ run last year? Brain Power. This song is composed by Noma, originally appearing in...
We had to get this in because during the My showcase, we realized that this song would trigger content ID. So this was supposed to be in the My showcase. It eventually did not. But then eventually somehow it was okay, because during the Waka showcase they showed it. And because they showed it in the Waka showcase, I was like, if they showed it in the Waka showcase, we can just do it in our own showcase. So why not?
Konami's arcade game sound Vortex. However, it was removed due to Noma cancelling the contract.
Do they just have this fancy cabinet in their house? No, this is a proper arcade. It is not my house, it is not any of our houses. In fact, this arcade is like on the second floor of a bunch of shop houses. Like almost right underneath this arcade is a gym. A literal gym.
With Konami, which ended up allowing the song to be distributed to other games such as CHUNITHM. So if we are ready, if you guys know the lyrics...
Also, I kind of forgot to tell chat mods that this was going to be happening, because they kind of panicked when people were starting to spam the copy pasta, and a lot of people got timed out. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
To the song, you might want to either sing along or spam away in GDQ chat, because I know there are people ready for their copy pasta. So just an intro here to get ourselves ready. Alright, here's the first verse. So we have some fundamental patterns, and this is a good time to explain a few terms in this game.
Yep, so as we have established that CHUNITHM is a vertical scrolling rhythm game, most top players will be playing with a 4-key play
The bots are about to be very upset.
style. So primarily 2 ring fingers
They-
and 2 index
They
fingers.
were upset.
So of course there are many alternative play styles in which players use their middle fingers, their thumbs, even their pinkies.
They're pinkies, okay. Alright, we'll see about that. Indeed, this card does utilize a lot of 4 key elements, which means that you have to use 4 different fingers to hit some of these fast patterns in order to get high accuracy. We're about to approach the chorus. I don't know if GDQ chat is ready. Are y'all ready? Let the bass kick.
So now we enter the chorus and we see Blaze having to hit many quick alternating patterns with his fingers. So they also overlap a little, so players have to be careful not to literally run into their own hands.
Yeah. it is definitely a problem for newer players. Whenever they have to cross their hands, they might accidentally hit their hands or fumble them, you know. So that's definitely a technique that we have to be wary of. And now we enter the chorus with a dubstep section with more of these 4 key elements and a few cross-handing patterns, which also forces
Some
you
people
to
already
move your
getting
arms
timed
across
out.
each other.
Oh no.
We got another section of dubstep. We got a few more measures of this, and then we have a second chorus. And I want all of you to look at the slide of this second chorus, the slide shape. Here we go.
Now into the second and final chorus of the song, where you can see the slides form the lyrics. It forms the lyrics of the song. So the letters O, A, E, and I, even J, can be seen in creative methods from the charter. So this section is really fun to hit and definitely shows the flexibility of...
Okay, time to address this situation. I basically told Blaze that before the showcase began, about half an hour before the showcase began, we would swap in a fresh new battery. And then this happened. I have no fucking idea how this happened with a fresh new battery. I suspect that it might have to do with us deciding to use a capture card for the camera instead of direct feed, because when we use like a direct feed to the OBS, there was a slight delay, like a bit of a delay, but the delay was pretty noticeable, so we swapped it to a capture card so that it was way more in sync with everything. It was way more in sync with the commentator's camera, it was way more in sync with the gameplay video and the hand camera. And I have no idea if that was the reason, but I feel like that might have been the reason. And because we didn't rehearse with the capture card, we only rehearsed before we decided to opt for the capture card. This happened, and you'll hear me audibly say, "Oh no."
CHUNITHM charters.
Inside me, I was dreading that the entire showcase was going to be like this. And it would suck, obviously. I think if y'all saw the showcase with how the body camera eventually wound up being utilized, it would suck a lot if it just stayed like this.
To make certain patterns fit the context of the song.
So,
We're approaching
You
the
couldn't
end very
hear.
soon. And that was brain power, and that
But-
also means that we have come to the end of Blaze's credit in all justice, triple all justice. So what is going to happen?
as you can hear, I was so desperate to cut to Pride to read donations. I was trying to finish off what I wrote for myself and then say Pride take it away with donations, because I knew I needed to fix this camera. Blaze needed to fix this camera. So,
Is Blaze is going to go through a couple of logging out screens, rewards and such, and after that, I will be swapping with Blaze. I will become the player, and Blaze will become the commentator together with BZ. And yes, this is Games Done Quick, so we will be trying to make this off as quick as possible, but we would like to get a couple
also
of
remember the
donations,
delay.
Oh
and
my
we'll also
goodness,
try and
and
fix
there
the
are
body
so
camera in the meantime.
many
So
for y'all.
Pride,
This is
help us out, give us some
absolutely
donations.
incredible.
Thank
We
you.
have $50 from
There was a very bad delay that caused Pride to talk over us, even though Pride was not talking over us. It's just a unfortunate. It's what happens when you're streaming in a country that is 13 hours apart from Pittsburgh. That is what eventually happens, I guess. But they managed to fix it later, which is great. But yeah, just have to bear with it for the time being.
Dahlia, who says 2 incentives with 1 donation. Sign
I was
me
freaking
up.
out.
Can't
Blaze
wait
was
for
freaking
upgraded
out.
Hitman and
Like, you
extra
can see in the
CHUNITHM.
commentator's
And,
camera,
folks,
Blaze
I
was
would just
moving
like to bring
back
up
and forth.
to you that
How
we
we
are
managed to solve this
right around
was we decided
$130 away from that
to use a
Hitman,
power bank
blood money upgrade to professional
power the
incentives.
camera.
We can absolutely hit that. That has been
And
blazing
I did
this
not
run.
know
We're up
how
to
that managed to work,
$963,
but thank God it
$63,000.
worked.
My goodness, excuse me, out of 1 million to upgrade us to that incredible metaverse boss rush. So keep those donations
But as you
flowing,
can see,
and
Blaze is
we
no
will
longer
bring you
at the
more
cabinet.
GDQ beauty.
Blaze is trying
We
his best
also
to
have
kind
a
of
very
solve the
special
camera issue.
donation here from Starrod Kirby 86.
I'm glad that the chat doesn't really mind too much. You
Yeah,
can definitely see how chat
750.
is still like talking about the battery. Someone complimenting my commentary. Thank you very much. I've practiced. a lot.
Dollars. It says, I remembered Raviel
Oh,
after
Star
you
Wars Kirby,
commentated
thank
for
you.
My finale. You had your
The
pie in
delay
the
is
sky dream
so
of running
embarrassing.
Tunitum at GDQ.
It just sounds
From
like
today,
we're
just
talking
knowing
over
how
each
you,
other, but
Visa,
we are
and
not.
Blaze have been working meticulously, optimizing misfires,
Someone
rubbing
tell them about the
spiders, and
camera.
even clipping
We
those
know.
nails. We're all
We just cannot
extremely
show that we are
proud and
panicking.
rooting for you. And Niceboat has one last thing to say. Don't fail like Judy on XL Techno Remix. Thank you so much, Star Rod Kirby.
Oh,
We won't.
we won't. Alright. Then let's do a quick swap and we'll still try to fix this body camera, but
Absolutely.
let's
Time
see,
for
we're gonna
another
keep the
couple
show going.
donations.
Yep.
Fantastic.
These,
yes.
I believe,
Yeah,
3
I
or
have
4 minutes
$100 from Anonymous. They say
were
Singapore
easily the
represents.
worst.
There's so
3
much
or 4
love coming in
minutes
from
of the
Singapore.
year
We
so
have
far.
another $100 from Peculiarities that says shout out to the GDQ Discord
Like, you
community.
can see that I'm
who've kept me
communicating
going
with
for
Blaze.
years now through
How
good
are we
times and
able to,
bad.
like, fix
I love
this?
you all and consider
You
you
know,
really important friends. Greetings
One
from
of the methods
Singapore.
he said was that we could use a power bank to charge the camera, but we were missing the cable.
Nice
Double
to
screen.
see you guys tuning in.
But Blaze lost the cable.
We have another $50
Blaze
here
couldn't
from
find
Star
the
Creator,
cable.
who says,
But
"So
luckily,
excited to
one
see
of the
CHUNITHM."
people
Penguin emoji.
In the on-site audience had
Thank
a
you
cable.
very much. So much penguin
So
love.
literally, this showcase would not have been
Well, the
possible
Trinidad Penguin
without
is
that
the mascot of the
in-person
game,
audience member.
So we're bound to see a lot more of it.
Literally.
Coming right up.
Somehow, the
Yep, if y'all love
on-site, the
penguins,
inside
this is the
audience
game
member
for you.
saved this showcase because of that cable.
We have $25 from
Insane.
Mike the Mush, who says, anyone else's TV just turned into a GDQ machine this week?
But this was
Thank you
embarrassing.
so much.
Like,
and
I
know that
can't lie,
my
this was
TV
extremely
and
embarrassing.
computer
You just
and
have this
laptop and
in
phone
front
and
of, like,
everything are
50,000
GDQ
people
machines all
watching.
week long.
It's not ideal. It's really not ideal.
We have $25 here from M. Rasmus.
But yeah,
who
thanks
says,
to
"CHUNITHM
Pride
crew
for
represent.
keeping the
Wonderful
donations
game.
going as well.
Love to the
We
arcade rhythm
desperately
community.
needed this donation break
Thank
to
you
try and
so
stall
much,
as
M.
much time as
Rasmus.
possible to
We
fix the
are
camera.
so excited to be here.
Alright, so I think we have Blaze working
And luckily
the
on
camera
cue-
issue, but we will still go ahead with Raviel's credit. Oh, is it up? Oh, never mind. It's back up.
I'm sorry, GDQ, please bear with us, but we got the camera rolling. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go. Oh my god.
Can hear like the mini clapping in the audience as well.
Okay, yeah.
I felt so bad.
Thank you
I
guys
felt
for all
extremely
the
bad.
amazing donations, and don't forget your donations into the Metaverse incentive if you want to see us challenge some of the hardest songs in the game. So anyways, how was your first credit, Blaze?
Well, that was stressful. I can't believe the amount of pressure that I would feel knowing that I'm playing CHUNITHM to a massive audience. Also, I believe we're going to continue the Song Library exhibition.
We indeed are. So Raviel's first song will be Death by Glamour, which is one of my favorites from the Undertale series. So shout out to Toby Fox and
Yep.
all the Undertale
Initially,
runners
it was supposed to
over the
be
years that came with
Megalovania,
it.
but we felt that Megalovania was a little bit overplayed, so we
So
decided
Blaze,
Death
as
by
Raviel
Glamour instead.
begins, let me put
That's
you on the
pretty
spot
much
with
the
this
thought
question.
process.
So what brought you into CHUNITHM?
Well, at first,
I was
looking
really
for an
sad that there was
alternative to
zero
Dino,
Undertale
one
or
of my
Deltarune
favorite,
speedruns
childhood
in this
mobile games.
GDQ.
And when
But
I
it
found
is what it
CHUNITHM, what
is.
drew me in was its freedom of movement, satisfying gameplay, creative and high quality charting, banger song library. You know, it feels just like playing an instrument. And as a failed pianist, I found salvation and great satisfaction playing CHUNITHM. I also love the social aspect of an arcade rhythm game, since CHUNITHM was my first one, and I've made more friends than I can ever imagine all over Asia. And traveling to meet them has always been the cherry on top.
That's really amazing to hear. I'll share about myself later on, and let's get back to the song real quick. So as we know, CHUNITHM chart designers like to include chart references to source material of the songs. On the right there, you can see, if you played Undertale, you recognize
yeah, I
the
think the
bombs
tech
that Metaton
Also
throws
had
at
a little
you
bit of
during the
confusion
boss
with
fight.
who's playing
So
and who's
instead of shooting
commentating.
them away, you actually just give them a nice tap.
More
So now we
noticeably
see the
between
playing
me
area
and
split
BZ,
into two,
but
and
it's
if you look at
fine,
it sideways,
because
it
people can
appears
kind of
to
see
be
who's
the
playing
ratings chart in
if you look at
Metaton's
the
boss
game
fight
feed
that
at the top
fluctuates
left.
all the time.
So,
So
not a big
CHUNITHM
deal.
has its own rating system too, which goes up to 17.43 in this version of the game. And this number is tied to how good your recently set scores are, as well as the average rating of your best ability unique charts across the game. So soon we're coming up to the saxophone solo. You know, I read somewhere that Metaton lives for its ratings and adores performing. That kind of sounds like you, doesn't that, mate? Doesn't it?
Exactly. I have always been passionate about live streaming my games of CHUNITHM to my friends. And when Raviel approached me about submitting for GDQ, I felt the Metaton within me awakening.
And here we are.
Yeah, I can't believe it. We come up to the end, Raviel still holding on justice. And watch out, there's a surprisingly fast set of kills as we are nearing the end of the song. Raviel handles it well. What?
I hope we get some votes in. We do.
And that was Death by Glamour. So as you can see, Raviel has an all justice with only 6 justices. So he's only 6 off from a perfect
Very
score.
epic.
Amazing.
Very justice.
1,09,957. So before we hit to our next song, let me
It wasn't
explain how air
Megalomania.
notes work in
It was
CHUNITHM.
Death by Glamour.
So there's actually, on the machine, you can see on the shoulder cam, 6 pairs of infrared sensors that form the region known as the air string. So air inputs are detected when the air string is broken.
This game looks harder than just learning the pieces on the piano. No, this game is way easier. Because when you learn the piano, there's a lot of things you kind of have to look at. And like the aim on the piano is way stricter than aim on this, honestly. If you guys give CHUNITHM a go, honestly, you'll realize that CHUNITHM is way easier than picking up an instrument.
To obstruction by a player's arm. So when the up or the down arrows appear, no matter where they are on the screen, as long as you break the air strings, it will suffice as a valid input.
I did not know
Lines, however,
that the U-Beat
they are
showcase was
air
going to
holes
play
that
this,
continuously be blocking
and I was
any
watching and I was
sensors.
getting very nervous that they weren't going to play it. And then they managed to actually play it for the troll skin,
The
which
next
is
song
fun.
we're
It's
going
very
to
fun.
showcase is quite heavy.
If
on
y'all haven't
air
seen the
movements.
U-Beat showcase,
So
y'all
feel
should
free
see the
to
U-Beat
watch the
showcase.
hand
It was
cam
really cool.
to see how Raviel handles these tricky patterns.
I've played U-Beat for a
So as we
while
have a U-Beat showcase coming up later
in
this
2019.
year, we would like to
I'm
present to you
nowhere near
guys
as
a
good
song from U-Beat.
as
So
Panga
this
or
is
Panga.
Flower by DJ Yoshitaka and it originates from Japan. So this song has been crossed over to so many games.
Is there a list of the songs
including
in the
them,
showcase
and was
anywhere?
the song that had the
I
most
didn't want to
official
post it
appearances in arcade
because that would
music.
spoil the fun.
So for the viewers, you
But
may notice that this
I
song's
eventually
difficulty
posted it
is
after the
Ultima.
showcase.
So
Also,
Ultima charts
funny
were added at the start
camera
of Kingdom
glitch
New, which is a difficulty on top of Master
we didn't
to
know,
give a fresh and more
but then share.
commonly more challenging difficulty for older songs. So for instance, this song was added into CHUNITHM 10 years ago back in 2015. But this Ultima chart was added in 2021, a 6-year gap to give fresher and newer ideas utilizing the CHUNITHM new mechanics of air crushes.
Right, now we're entering the build-up section that will lead us into the chorus of Flower. Please join me.
Boom, 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 boom.
Let's go.
Here you start to see some curved air lines, but since we now know how air inputs work, you realize that the game cannot actually detect sideways movement. So chart designers instead use these lines to guide player hand movements, and tracing these lines results in really fluid and groovy play that always seems to guide your arms
Couch
perfectly.
just chilling.
Indeed, we will be approaching the end of this chorus and into an iconic movement of the song. And if you know what I'm talking about, I want all of you in chat to send some GDQ spins. Here we go. Spin!
And Raviel is spinning.
Fun fact about that, you don't have to actually spin. Because the air sensors only detect if there is something or nothing. So me just spinning was just because I looked very stupid. And it would be very funny. But when you're actually playing this chart, you do not have to spin. You can just move your hand up and down and it will sense everything. The more you know.
For his life. And those are just one of the many different ways that more modern charts can introduce new concepts and ideas to players. So there's one more chorus to go now, and if you take a look at the right coming up soon, the airlines have now evolved to become full spiral.
This should have been another All Justice as well. But I goofed up here. Man,
Raviel's holding triple S plus pace
I don't even know how I goofed it up.
as we're coming up to the
It's
end
like a
of the
cross head into
song.
like a 2-note. I think I splashed the
Let's
2-note
see if we can
somehow.
close it out. And of course he does.
with a full combo. That's a pretty impressive score. And yeah, that was Ravel's second song.
That was a
Flower.
pretty impressive
Especially his
score.
accuracy is only
I mean the
3
justice,
regular
yes.
successes.
The justice is pretty impressive.
Our
Getting
next
3
song
justice,
comes from the
not-
mobile rhythm
not
game
something I
Archaea.
usually get. But one
Arca
attack.
by Frankfurters. This is a song that is really significant to Archaea's story.
Also the next
And
song.
its chart is also well known for its
Initially it was
extensively
supposed to be New York
visual
back race.
Let's
we
see how
eventually
CHUNITHM plays
decided that it
March.
wasn't interesting
Iconic
enough,
chart
and
coming
we
up
wanted an Archaea song, and we wanted to actually
playing
see
this part
if
well
the
really requires you to be
January
familiar with the
update would
song.
actually
Mhm.
bring
Some of the
any
patterns just seem to
good
come out from
songs
nowhere.
for Japan
Even
and maybe
from
to us. So like the criteria
behind
was
you.
the
Take a look at this.
song would be crossed over to international and it would be interesting. Neither of that happened. The songs were Japan only, so we couldn't use it, and even if we could, the songs were not that interesting to play. So we ended up sticking with Archive, and we have a funny segment inside it. And also, first blunder of the showcase, first like performance blunder. So at the start here, there are a bunch of notes that will come from behind the judgment line. Now, I practiced this, and I've never failed the first two notes ever in my life.
From behind you,
Whoa!
I'm very sure a lot of people didn't catch this, but to those that caught it, you need to realize I was so focused into doing the selfie that I completely forgot there were end notes. I thought it was just two EX notes, so I was focused on the two EX notes, and I hit it, and then midway of hitting it, I was like, oh, there's air notes. Let me lift my hand. You can see I'm lifting my hand. It was too late, and I got 4 misses immediately. And I'm very sure both the commentators were taken aback.
so in Archaea, the intro has these code notes called arc, which punishes you with
It also
this
didn't
part
matter
the moment
at
you
the end of the
get
day,
to
because I still
outtake
missed
even a
here.
split second. So Rabia
Yeah, I missed there. I don't even know how I missed the
slides
flick
like Archaea's arc,
into the
never letting go.
the slide. I missed the slide apparently. I don't know what
So
happened
when
there.
slide notes move around, many Chilean players will completely
But those
transfer
like
them
the only
between
two
their
blunders
hands
of a
for greater
calf,
comfort.
and then everything
But
else
if
I
you
just
decide to
auto
trace
assist.
them
So
quickly, more often than not the slides are designed so that your hands become many CHUNITHM players will completely transfer them between their hands for greater comfort. But if you decide to trace them quickly, more often than not the slides are designed so that your hands become untangled naturally. And it's also way more fun playing charts as intended. Right, Blaze?
Well, as I've mentioned before, one thing that I love about CHUNITHM is its freedom
oh yeah,
of
we
movement.
didn't also specify
Throw
the
me
score
any
here
pattern and I have
is the
option
max
to
score you
hit
can
it
get
however I want. Not
while
just
you're
the
inside the
part
song
I
itself.
did win. I believe this also
So
makes the
if
game
I
more accessible
gotten like a critical
to people
justice
with
for
shorter
everything from
arms.
this point onward to the end, this
The
would be the
scroll
score I
speed
would
has
get.
complete
We're gone.
changes now, right
But
there.
the score on top
For
here
that
is
concept
the
of
live
code.
score. So this is the
There's some
score
double
that if I
strikes
like
also
pause
coming up.
here, and if I completely missed everything else, this is the score I would have gotten. So had to clarify that.
That absolutely adds
we didn't have the time to
charm and
clarify.
suspense.
We had a lot of things to talk about.
So get ready for a long air hold.
And an air action jump scare.
So we're back to a repeat of the intro now. Let's check out Rabia's hand cam or the shoulder cam for this section.
Yeah, these arcs aren't bothering Revio at all, but however, the jump scares that about those that comes behind you does catch the best of us off guard. You know what? This showcase has been going swimmingly. How about we get a selfie in?
A selfie? Like right now?
Yeah, right now. You guys too. Come on. Nice.
I was scared I didn't have enough time, but we did, which is great. And I managed to get everyone in camera as well, which is also great.
And
What wasn't great was it was blurry, but whatever.
welcome back. A bit more of these rapid fire first, with holds and wacky slides, mixed in with some quick holding and 4-key movement. Man, I love Breakfast's music.
Really a very unique and great sound. So as we go into the spectacular outro soon, let's do a quick score recap. So Rabia is currently at 5 justices, incredible accuracy, and he also has 5 blisters. So let's see if this count will stay the same as we enter the ending.
Revia would practically need to hit the ending perfectly to achieve a triple score.
My justice count was so good, and I blundered like the first 10 seconds of the chart.
And look out! The chart rapidly backstrolls and falls right back down. Would they catch Revia off guard?
It doesn't. So he's actually now at 7 justice, 5 miss, so he only dropped 2 notes in that section.
Wow.
Also, like none of us celebrated that.
So that was
It's not a great score.
by Fairy Footers.
Wait, celebrate.
And
Yay.
an incredible triple score
Good
by
progress.
Raviel.
Oh, the end notes.
Raviel is contemplating about those 4 air misses at the beginning. Well, it's now Bizat's turn to play. Raviel will soon join me here on the bench, and I'll pass the time to Pride to read a few donations.
I think at this point, yeah.
absolutely. And y'all,
At this
I am
point,
getting
Pride
word that the live
and
audience
us
is
were
popping
synced
off.
up.
I can tell you that Twitch
Which is
chat is
great.
popping off. People are loving it. This showcase is amazing, and we are not slowing down because we have $10 from Nico, who says, in the words of TK Maidza, speaker featuring Flume, "Don't breathe on me, I'm a silent assassin. I eat only, I'm a silent assassin. Got keys on me, I'm a silent assassin. Don't sleep on me, I'm a silent assassin," which is their way of announcing that we have met the Hitman Blood Money Silent Assassin upgrade incentive. And while I wasn't looking, we met the BPM bullets per minute upgrade to 100% clear up as well.
We had so many
folks,
incentives that we
working
met
on upgrading
in the
Gimmick
showcase
2 to true
that
ending.
we
We're already
couldn't
over
let
halfway
Pride
there
talk
as
about,
well.
because they were getting met
crushing it
mid-song.
right now, and
It
remember
was insane.
that
It
all
was
of your
actually
donations
insane.
do double time to getting us to that $1 million. So we are only less than $30,000 away from I believe in us so much, Twitch chat. Let's hear from some more people who believe in us, like a nice lost little penguin here. We have $50 from Steel City Prinny, who's saying what I'm thinking. They say, "Here we go, dude! $1 million hype!
$1 million
$1 million hype! Oh my goodness!
Thank you,
we have
Pride.
so many people,
Yeah.
like pouring in love.
And
It's
I
crazy.
accidentally cut off
It is
Pride
amazing.
here.
Yeah,
Oh,
th-
the
Because
wonderful
we were already
donations.
like
thank
inside
you
the
so
game.
much.
How
So
was
I
that
had to
credit,
like tell
Raviel?
Pride like,
Oh, that was pretty fun. I did
Thank
fumble
you all
at
for
the
the
start
donations.
of
We have to
half,
keep
I
the
forgot there were
showcase
air
moving,
notes. That's how
But I felt
punishing this
so
game
bad.
can be when you forget
Can
things.
we-
But
we
it's
cut him
part of
off?
the fun. I got to showcase some amazing songs from Undertale to Jailbreak, and let's continue this song I will showcase
Knight Rider.
with Knight Rider by Ustao. This song originates from Waka, so shout out to
Had a
Waka.
shout out
Waka we first
NB1IS.
showcased, and NB1IS from SGDQ 2024.
This song came to the international version in New Plus, while Japan only received it in Sun. The Japan servers are usually 4 months ahead of us in terms of
I do not
update,
remember
but Knight
if
Rider
the
has
Waka
been one of the
showcase
few instances
was the
where
reason
international players
why I
receive
wanted to do
exclusive songs.
the CHUNITHM showcase.
Yeah, well, let's see how the CHUNITHM charters have tackled this amazing track and
Let me actually
dive right in. Yeah, you and me fight like animals. Some eccentric flick patterns here, and watch the build up. Alright, let's go. First drop here with some fundamental 4 key patterns mixing in with some air movements.
Not gonna lie, this song
And also, we do
not a
see
song.
Blizzard
This
actually
chart
playing this
is a
song
little
without
bit
gloves,
boring,
which is
but
very
we had to
interesting.
pick a Waka song, and this was like one of the most hype ones.
As we all know, like CHUNITHM,
we ended up.
you
picking
should
this
really
song.
be using gloves, but for some players, maybe gloves aren't that necessary. I got some cross hand burst right here.
Also, I think people were talking about the gloves as well. You can actually play this game without gloves. The surface of the ground slider is not rough; it's pretty smooth. So you can actually play without gloves. But probably the higher level ones, it's more ideal to actually have gloves because of friction burn when you're having to slide extremely fast.
More of these flicking patterns that actually seem to mirror each other and going to the left and then going to the right as well. Right here. Alright.
Is that of
Next
course
section.
moving them perfectly? And now some classic
Okay, no,
style patterns, as what the CHUNITHM players call them, where you have one
Unfortunately,
hand
Waka
up,
wasn't the reason why
down onto
we
the
decided
ground,
to do the CHUNITHM
going back up
showcase.
again and again.
But it was one of like the biggest motivations to get
Yeah,
in.
it makes for a very tiring experience as well. Whoa, rapid
I was
big
already
burst
planning
and
it
now
in
a
May.
break.
So May 2024,
It's
I
still holding onto a
conceptualized this,
single justice.
Oh.
and then
But this
we got
break
like all the
won't
people
last
we needed,
long,
we
of
got all
course,
the
because
songs
we still need to go
wanted to show in the submission
into
video
another build-up. Flicks on the left, flicks on
in
the
like
right.
6 months.
And now more of these 4 key patterns and into another build-up. Let's go.
This song really makes you want to dance, doesn't it? And the character really makes your hands feel like it's dancing to the song.
It really is. And now we got some
Yeah,
more
people
cross hands, this time
were
really rapid ones.
notifying.
So you have to be careful
tech
when you're
that the
switching your
names
hands
were
back and
wrong.
forth. And seeing
It was
BZ
always
with
between me and
his
BZ,
quick
like, Blaze's
precision
name was
and aim,
always correct.
making sure that his hands don't
But
clash
I
together.
guess they just forgot
while still
between
maintaining
myself and
true
BZ.
justices.
Incredible accuracy.
Alright, we are going into the final section of Knight Rider. Get more of your GDQ
How is this
grooves
humanly
in. One last
possible?
side spam
Play
right
more.
here. An incredible accuracy from BZ. True justice.
This was really good.
10
Two
points.
justices is crazy
10
on this.
points away from the max score of Knight Rider.
From absolute
Unbelievable.
perfection. Whoa, BZ team rating.
Oh, whoa, yeah, indeed. So how rating works in this version is that you have a best folder of 30 songs, and we also have a recent song folder of 10. So if you see BZ gaining
Yep.
in rating here, is the result of him actually improving his recent song folder. Probably because he had some lower rating scores in the recent folder, and he has replaced.
The low rating scores were the result of him track skipping a lot of songs. And he track skipped so much that those track skipped scores became his recent folder, and he dropped a lot of rating. So that was the reason why he had such a low rating. The more you know.
Them with this score of Knight Rider.
Alright, well then, let us quickly move along to the next song, shall we?
Yeah, let's continue the song library showcase with a song from My Mind. Shout out to Starward Kirby 86 for the donation.
This was a
As we
hard
bring to
song
you
to pick.
Moon of Noon by sampling
We
Master
had to
Mega.
pick another
This
song
originates from My Mind
between
Murasaki
this
Plus,
and
is in relation to
the
another
final
song
song
in
of
this
BZ's
game called
credit.
Son of
We had
Sun,
a couple of
which I'm
options.
pretty sure a lot of people.
We
a
ended
lot
up
of
sticking
passionate
with a
Sudoku
My
players
My
have
song called Moon
followed
of Noon
Something interesting
because
to note
it
here,
looked
BZ
very
is using
interesting
the
actually,
mirror
the hand
aesthetic,
camera on some
which
of the plus
basically
hands.
fits the chart left to right.
But I think
and it can
BZ's
be
first
commonly
credit was
used
definitely the
as a
hardest to
top-ranking.
curate.
Let us
Because
begin
at this
Moon of
point-
Noon then.
At this
Alright,
point,
we
we
will
would want
see
to
why
see harder
BZ has
charts
actually opted
or
to
like
use
higher level
mirror
stuff,
because
but
there
they're still
is one
sticking with
pattern.
14.
Which
We have
is
yet
the
to
main
show a
reason why
14
BZ
plus.
has decided to turn the mirror setting on.
So it was
Let us
actually
begin
very
Moon of Noon.
difficult to think of a good song to kind of showcase on BZ's credit.
We can definitely hear this song beginning, and it
But
is
I'm glad that it kind of turned out
definitely
pretty well.
one of the songs that exist.
It is a song. My goodness, this song sounds so goofy and silly already. But these patterns are definitely not, as BZ has to navigate this starting section carefully.
Indeed, and we have some very small taps again right
A song
here.
of all time.
And you have to cross
It
your hands. Look at
really,
the hand
really
camera.
is
Look
a
at
song
the
of all
amount
time.
of movement that's required from your hands to cross each other. And now we're going back to the slight motions and back to
One of the songs that exists. I'm just
Whatever
really
this
happy
song
that a lot of
can
people were
convey.
just vibing still. They weren't
Let's talk
complaining
about the song.
about
This
us
song is
talking
composed
over
by
the song.
Shinji Hosoe,
They
who is
weren't
most
complaining
famous for
about the
scoring
choppy cameras
Ridge
too
Racer,
much.
Street Fighter EX,
They were just
and
vibing.
many Namco arcade
He's
games
sick.
between 1987 and 1996. And his main musical genre is techno and gabber, which is characterized by fast beats, distorted and heavy kick drums with dark themes and samples.
With his experience, he can be everyone's friend.
Yeah. How about some finger dexterity testing? As you can see, you are forced to use one hand to hold a hold note down while you're having to tap adjacent tap notes all on one hand. And that's definitely a challenge for your fingers.
And
So impressive
Here
their
it
research.
comes.
It's just called being
the
passionate.
ultimate cross-hand
and
pattern to
very-
end
being
all
very
cross-hand
nerdy.
patterns. Look at the way BZ has to manage both his arms crossing over extensively, swiftly, yet still hitting the notes with immaculate accuracy. Take a look.
Repeats
Also,
again
apparently
as
many
well.
people
Now, there's
through this
there's an upcoming
actually
tap
found
strike,
out that
goes from left
sampling
to right,
Masters Mega
but
was
it goes
Shinji Hosoe.
from right to left.
People
because
didn't
of the
realize
mirror,
that
and that was
until
why BZ
I said it.
opted for mirror. Be careful of these cross hands again, and look at those
And
two
they fixed
holds
the names,
and a
which
string
is
of notes
really
in
cool.
one hand. And now the outro is just a bunch of stuff. Last 6 notes.
And
Oh, justice again.
This is awesome. I assume you know about Usu.
Wow.
wow,
Foreshadowing.
an incredible 8
Foreshadowing.
justice by BZ.
42 points away from the max score as well.
Yeah, what a ride of a song that was.
What a ride. And as we are about to complete our first
Oh,
cycle of
justice.
players and into BZ's final song, let's end this cycle like how Sega
I'm
likes
also
to
really
end every live
happy
stream of
about
their Geki
Sound
Tuma
Kirby
game.
86 being
Burning
here.
Hearts,
He's trying to
Hono
like
Angel
give additional
from
hype
Takeno
to the
Mitsuyoshi
chat,
and
give
originates
additional
from
insight as
Burning
well.
Rangers. Shout out
which
to
is
that
nice.
SGDQ 2016 run by Student Something.
Something to also talk about
very
was that
recognizable
BZ
by
didn't
each
want to
of my
favorite
audience,
the songs.
as this is the closing song to pretty much every Sega live stream
For
regarding
myself
the
and
games.
Blaze, we
And
had
it's
them in a
always
favorites
done live
folder,
by Takinobu
so that it was
Yuki.
way easier for us to access the
And
songs.
with that,
But BZ
I'd like to
didn't
request
opt
our
to do
live
that.
audience here.
He instead
let's dance with your
opened
plushies,
up
I
the
guess.
version folders and
Let's have some
scrolled
fun.
through
Even at the
the
GDQ
version
venue, to those who are
folders
at Pittsburgh,
to find the
still
songs.
watching us, get on your feet.
And
It's
I
a
think the
31st, so
reasoning was
nothing too
because he
crazy.
wanted to show
Let's go.
Well then,
he wanted to
let's
show
begin Burning
the
Heart.
different songs in like each version and like the song library that we couldn't show. Which I think eventually someone pointed out that like, oh my god, there's
Some
lag
songs
train in the
saxophone,
game. Yes,
electric
there's lag
piano.
train in the game.
I gotta be real, GDQ chat. This song is a banger.
that was
So
kind of what-
let's
one
get
of the
some
reasons why he
GDQ
didn't
grooves in chat. Let's
Pick the
make
songs
this
for his
a
favorite folders and just
party.
scroll through version folders to pick the songs instead. Also, again, I have to applaud Tech
We got some basic
this.
chord patterns with the air notes and slides.
because they somehow managed to sync
Patterns
up
that you would
the
consider
Pittsburgh
fundamentals
claps
in the game.
with the stream, which I don't know how hard that must be, but it's quite crazy. And just to also point out, we had no idea, zero clue that this was happening. We couldn't hear the applause, we couldn't hear the
Amazing.
claps.
A few more cross hands right here.
This was just a very nice touch from Tech.
And we got a violent flick burst.
You can see, oh my god, you can hear the claps.
Visa getting the one attack. That's a very
That
violent
was
flick
not
burst.
planned. We
It
weren't
gets to
told
the
about it.
Yeah, it
But
really
it's
does.
so cool that they managed to do
Alright,
it.
this builds up to the callers.
And
Funny thing about the attack as well,
our next thing,
BZ couldn't all justice this in any of the
Rangers.
rehearsals. And it's supposed to be the
Burning
easiest song
Rangers.
of his set.
Burning Rangers. Alright, this part here. Fly high. And it's a flurry of air actions. And back to some more Burning Rangers.
I hate singing.
Burning Rangers. Just do it. Just Burning Rangers. Saxophone solo. Let's go. Alright, I want to count over here. And at the GDQ venue, let's do a wave to the left. And a
Oh, boy.
wave to the right.
So we did the wave.
Alright, wave
Apparently
from the
the
corners
Pittsburgh
into the
crowd
middle.
didn't do the wave, which is
Wave
fine
from
by
the
me.
middle
I'm
to
okay
the
with that.
corners. Alright, freeway.
I hope it's just
freeway,
not
freeway,
awkward.
freeway, woo. Alright, we got some rapid thrills coming here, BZ. Watch out.
whoa,
Burning Rangers.
So fluent in English as a second language. English is my first language. Just gotta point that out. That's why I sound fluent. It's my first language.
Burning Rangers. We got one more time right here. Fly high.
check out Pizza's hand moving right there. He's got moves.
Half a world away and more engaging than 90% of runners. How do they do it? No offense to the other 90% of the runners. I felt like we had to make it up for being online by being
Just
charismatic
do
anyways.
it. Just Burning Rangers.
Because if we are doing an online one, we're already having to compensate that we're not at the venue. So we had to at least make it somewhat interesting for people to,
Amazing.
stay up to,
Five
it's like
justice, one
11
attack.
PM at
That's the
Pittsburgh.
unfortunate flick from
And
the flick
then they're
burst.
gonna cross
That's
1
the
million
very
dollars. So
first
we
pattern,
had to
but
at
hey,
least have
more rating gain from
some
that.
form of
He's done
charisma.
returned to rating 17.
Anyways, I'm gonna
Amazing.
quickly use the washroom for them. So be right back. I'll be back real soon. Alright. Sick. We are back. We are so back.
Came back is Rainbow Possession, but that's a bit
Yeah.
too complicated for us.
Oh yeah, possession is a whole different feature in CHUNITHM, where you can see BZ has a rainbow background.
Looks like a
But yeah,
combination of
that's
playing piano and dancing
three
like
songs
Snoop
each.
Dogg.
Yep.
Maybe.
So now we
Maybe.
all have done 3 songs each, and it is time to continue into the second half of this showcase. I will once again be playing, and BZ will once again be commentating with
And
Young.
another incentive
And
got
you
met
all know it
apparently.
right now, it is donation reading time.
Which is crazy.
Oh, don't forget to hydrate too.
Oh yes, hydrate. Pride,
Yes, everybody
donations, let's go.
Fantastic. And I know that y'all could not see me, but I was dancing along the whole time. The live audience was dancing, clapping along. That was amazing.
amazing. Thank
we
you.
have we have $500 here from Charbunny, who says this showcase is amazing. The gameplay is peak and the commentary is stellar. The pencil and paper visual for the notes was super helpful, and I have to agree, it really
I
put
felt so
everything
happy
into
when someone
perspective.
shouted out the
But
pencil and
we have
paper visual being
$2,000
helpful.
here from Anonymous, who doesn't
was-
seem
it was
that
nice.
impressed. They
Yeah,
said, Well,
It
it
had a
can't do
shout
my
out.
laundry like my, but this is still pretty cool, I guess.
But you can withdraw your money from a CHUNITHM
Yes, you can
machine
withdraw
with
your money
ATM.
from this, I think. It's shaped like an ATM cabinet. You can see the body camera. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is the
And
only
folks,
time we joked about
I
CHUNITHM
would
being
like
an
to say
ATM
that we
machine.
just met the upgraded true ending incentive for Gimmick 2. While I looked away, somebody met that. Amazing,
nice.
fantastic. We have $100 from Waffles, who is saying what's in my heart right now. CHUNITHM hype! 1 million hype!
Oh,
Thank you so much. We have so many more incentives that we've opened just for y'all, so please keep those coming in.
Yes, let's keep this. I don't know if we're gonna have any like donation trains later, but hey, I mean anything to hit that 1 million, it'll be extremely hype. Not just over
me just
at
adjust the
Pittsburgh,
audio
but over
a
here
little
in
bit.
Singapore. It's a blast so far, and we're only halfway into this main showcase. So thank you all for the wonderful donations. Thank you, Pride. And reminder, we still got that $1 million to be hit. So do donate to a great cause of the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So how was that credit?
I had to wing that.
That was a
The
pretty
whole
fun
$1 million.
credit. I think I played really well, and I think we have also shown.
Because
a
the
good
$1 million
chunk of
thing
this game's
wasn't
song
scripted.
library so far, but it's
Didn't
a
think
shame
that they
I
would do
was
it.
defeated
And
by,
they would put CHUNITHM Luminous
Okay, you were
Plus
defeated by Flix. I was
Metaverse
defeated by
incentive
Andrew.
with the 1 million.
everything that's not a tab causes me issues.
No idea.
Alright, we have one more song in this song library showcase. So this is Ooh Parts composed by Camellia for the O's World Cup 2020 tiebreaker. So this song was cut down from its almost 7-minute song length to just 3 minutes long. With a chart constant of 14.9, the highest constant a 14 plus can go. This chart tests a lot of interesting techniques, stamina, and speed.
And it even goes up to
Also
16.2
mentioned-
in the next version as
Yes.
well.
So we are actually a version behind the Japan version. And in the Japan version, this song actually gets upgraded to a 15 because it's just that difficult.
It's really, really crazy.
It is very crazy. Y'all need to check this out. So here's the intro. Woo. All right. Just to ease Blaze into the song. But here we go. First segment. We got some fundamental 4-key bursts, cross hands and flips. It looks very colorful over in the gameplay screen. A lot of different colors. Here's the second segment. Utilizes the extreme width of each note to create some tough reading patterns. These taps and holds will overlap each other.
Yeah, and when they overlap, it's really difficult to make sure you're hitting the correct one. So coming soon, this is the third segment. The game throws at you some pretty far-reaching cross-hand patterns, which most players will find to be pretty uncomfortable and unnatural. But funnily enough, while the game wants you to cross your hand, it doesn't stop players like Blaze look for ways to simply not do that.
In what way?
So look at these
Chat is just spamming
Watch the
emotes, my
blue
gosh.
slide as we instruct your hands to
Whoa!
go to the other side, but Blaze opts to snap back to the orange holes instead.
That's incredible. Here's the fourth segment. Now that you're all warmed up, random egregious bursts go! Crazy back and forth tap bursts and flip stack to spice this shut up even more. And still holding the all justice, and just to let all of you know, we're only halfway through.
That
the
one
song.
was crazy.
A well-needed
he managed
rest
to
section
hold
for
the all
Blaze
justice
because
through
the
that.
second half is coming up very soon.
Because
So you can
I
hear
think
the
he was still a
introduction
little
of
bit
some electric
inconsistent.
guitars now, which is the indication
But
of
doing
the
it in
classic
GDQ was pretty
Camellia
hype.
build up towards the heavy drop. And you can only imagine what the heavy drop would be in a song like this.
Are we ready? Because if not, here it comes. The chorus part of the song. High speed 205 BPM that tests some 4-key and some 5-key patterns too. Immense amount of stamina and control needed from your fingers, your wrists, and your arms. As you have to navigate through some quick touch and
Rest
go air
section.
holes
Yeah,
and
it
flips,
is a rest
and
section.
back into some 4-key
Look at
and
this
5-key
shit.
bursts right here.
Not a second
It's
to
so
rest
bull.
as we move on from this segment to a piano solo with more emphasis on rapid chord jacks, even more 5-key speed, and the ending here requires the right hand in a crazy way.
Ominous flies that form an omega symbol. Just like the song's title, and that can only mean one thing, GDQ. A final drop. Pure 230 BPM speed just to drain you dry of all the remaining stamina you have left. As the hand camera continuously rocks to figure from Blaze's hands, we approach the true ending of the song. 2 omega symbols.
I'm glad I managed to time that.
And that was...
Because there were a few instances in the rehearsal where I forgot to time that. So I'm glad I managed to time that.
711 triple S score. So you can clearly see that Camellia runs in his blood and also in his veins. Triple S is such a great score to get, especially on a GDQ showcase.
That's
That's
higher.
higher than my personal best, right?
Yep, that is higher than
Just
my
to do it
personal
on
best still.
GDQ, yeah. No biggie. Amidst all of these tiring and difficult
Here we go.
Ultimate cards that we have.
Here
as you
we
notice,
go.
right under Blazer's
This
player
is-
profile card at the top,
This is the
there's a World's
The
End
one.
play ticket.
Oh,
That's
not the one,
because
the
we
song.
have a joke category
The
in
song.
this game. Remember Utage charts
It's
from the
the
My
song.
My Finale showcase? Well, this is not the same vibe where the charts do not take themselves too seriously. And here's our first one, composed by T Pazzola and remixed by Cranky. This is Oshama Scramble Cranky Remix.
And I just saw a couple seconds ago that Blaze took off his glasses.
I
Wait,
watched
do you know
the
what that means?
Japanese restream for this,
I have no idea.
and at
I
the
guess we'll
start
find
of the
out
song,
and see.
the
World's End
commentators
charts can
were
consist
just
of
like
many funny and creative
laughing.
things, such as replicating a chart from an entirely different
Because
video
of
game,
this.
such as Taiko no Tatsujin, or charts like this.
because of
where
this.
it's a little bit ridiculous, I think.
So at the beginning, you see that the notes aren't even moving, and are those caps? So these dark blue notes that form them are known as damage notes, and they are very similar to mines in which you will miss if you activate them.
Crazy
So
thing
by
was that
intentionally ignoring
Blaze
these damage
got an
notes,
all
you'll be
justice on
awarded with
this
a justice critical
a couple of days before
One more
showcase,
tap to go.
but he was only able to do it without headbanging.
Actually playing very similarly to his regular
So we had to tell him
master
that you
song.
still
Like,
have to
every song in
headbang.
the game song
Sacrifice
library,
the
at
all
the
justice
moment,
for the headbang.
It's not really
Because
anything
headbanging
too
is
crazy
so
from the
much
World's End chart. I mean, the intro
more
was a little
hype.
bit weird, but like, look at this.
Honestly.
I mean, we're still hitting some notes, we're still hitting some air moves, some air actions. We still don't have the answer as to why Blaze took off his glasses. We'll find
Yeah,
out soon.
What do you mean by World's End? This looks completely fine. You
does
don't
look
call it master, you know?
Yeah,
The
it's
Japanese
good. But we
restream
enter the
was
first
really
Let's Do
cute
This.
though.
And we do have a bombing and slide air combo. And we also got some, oh my god, we got some headbanging action.
So that's why his glasses are off.
It's time to clap, guys.
He had a milk bottle, a small unopened milk bottle.
Okay. I think it's best time.
So when he took that shot,
We can now
It wasn't
as you can see,
open,
the slow speed
so he
of the chart
didn't
slows
sip
significantly
milk.
down to signify the rest section. And guess
he
what?
wanted to, but I told him not to
Even
because
more
I was
right
afraid
here.
he'll spill it.
It seriously tests your reading ability. But don't worry, fast
So,
slow speed
that was the
enjoyers,
gag.
because we have a fast slow speed section right here. And it slows down and it speeds back up. And now this is what I like to call a spiking section. We got the spike here, spike, spike. And now it speeds up even faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. You can't even see the notes.
So
Back to
whoever's
normality.
shouting in the audience, by the way, shoutouts to you.
Introduction of the song.
Shoutouts to the
And
guy
it's fine
shouting
every
in the
10
audience for that
seconds.
segment.
So hopefully it's nothing too crazy.
It really helped the showcase a lot because luckily there was like nothing I was talking about, and then you could just hear the dude shouting in Pittsburgh. It's so funny.
It's a note. We got the actual note right here. So let's go down. And we got one final slide. And one.
Also, for
click.
those people that are
And
wondering what the
that is
Japanese
Oshama
said,
Scramble Cranky
it says
Remix
nya.
World's End.
and in the Japanese restream, people were just
Even
spamming
though when
Nya in the
it
chat,
seems
which
like
is really funny.
Everything is thrown at you. Blaze still pulls out with the triple S plus score.
Yeah, one air attack and one tap miss, and that was the hit. That was
So something
all
about
he
Blaze's final song on
Incredible.
the main
I gotta catch my
showcase,
breath after that one.
it wasn't
Fun,
supposed
was
to be
also
Stardust Away.
Well then,
It was
well,
supposed
you
to be
catch your breath,
Potential,
and
which
I'm
was the
pretty
first
sure
song of the
Blaze does
Metaverse
too.
showcase.
Let me introduce the
So
final
initially
song
we
of
planned the
Blaze's project.
Metaverse showcase
So
to be
the final song is
Dart,
gonna be a song
World
from
Vanquisher,
Sega's
and
other
Ultimate
video game,
Force.
AGDQ. It's titled
And then
Stardust
we
Raid,
had
composed
Blaze
by
try it,
Anime and Black White. So this song is a
and
direct
Blaze was like,
sequel
yeah,
to Awesome
I don't
Atlantis,
think I can
sung
do
by
this.
Anime and
So
Lamia,
we
sung by
removed
Black White.
Ultimate Force,
Yeah,
and then
so
we shifted
Stardust Raid
Dart
had
from
an-
the first
had a
song to
very
the
convoluted
third.
unlock procedure in Japan, where you had
And
to get
then
all justice
we
critical on a
shifted
separate
Potential
song that's supported plus.
from
In order
the
to
main
unlock the map
showcase
that this song was in,
to the
it was
incentive.
very difficult. But for the
And
international
because of
version,
that, we
only
had
need to
an
get
empty
triple
slot.
S, only 14 plus. So
And
this
we
song
decided
was
to
just
stick
added
Stardust Raid.
into Luminous Plus, making it one of the newest boss songs available for the international audience. So let's get ourselves.
This was also a
started.
little bit of a last minute
So just
decision.
like
I
most
think it
of the
was
modern boss
like the
cards in
swap
Trinidad,
happened I
you
think the
start
last
by seeing
2 weeks before the
something useful.
showcase. It was quite last minute-ish.
So yeah, so the song starts with some fundamental 4 key patterns mixed in with a couple of cross hands too.
One more round of this. And just like most of the modern boss songs in Trinidad, we got a build-up section. And this section will lead us to our first block. But not without some fast staircases. And here's the first drop.
Now this section here tests some reading ability and rhythm, and as you're constantly having to change positions on the ground slider, here's a triplet chord pattern, back with some more cross hands and jacks, and now on to the next section.
Keyboarding ability is now tested prominently in this section, where you're having to be very aware of fingers and hands are with the ever-changing note sizes. And we also have the one-hand trills and jacks, cross and big burst, and on to the next section.
And now one hand will be holding down the slide, and the other hand crosses over to strike a stream of flick burst.
Whoa, it reversed! Changing flick sizes to keep you on your toes, and back to the 4 keys.
Yep,
All
and
of the
the
emotes,
song
man,
never
it's
lets up.
crazy.
It progressively
It's
gets
crazy
harder
what
and
people are
harder,
spamming.
with the increasing difficulty. Now with some added chord jacks, some rapid EX note swipe, and cross hand burst, finish it off.
For the Ongeki enjoyers, you might have heard this melody before. That's because it's the motif of Lamia, and these patterns here are also taken from Lamia's existing CHUNITHM Master Chart Trees.
And back to the intro of the song, this time with some extra flick bursts, more erratic crossovers and air notes, and longer 4-key fills.
Alright, and once again, we got ourselves not a good section, but this time you will have to come face to face with overlapping cross mark 1, overlapping cross mark 2, 20 bob, 30 seconds left, just leading up to a flurry of flick.
That part was deliberate. It was deliberately written for me to rap like that. So
And it's chorus time.
Here is the chorus now, as we are back to some more 4-key action, but with more hand control needed now that there are some holds thrown into the fray as well. So there's a couple more bursts that lead into the slide flicks once again.
And the gas is not let off.
Not gonna
at all.
lie.
The second half of this
There's really nothing much to talk about this
song.
song.
5 key patterns with holds as well.
It's
A
not
flip again,
extremely
and it leads us back to
interesting,
overlapping chords and
but we had to fit
some
something.
note salad.
One attack only, so it's a guitar solo now. One hand has to press down 3 separate chords as your other hand hits jack, and
Another
now
incentive,
the
man.
band rolls are dropped.
How about a grand finale to Blaze's credit? This last section here has it all. 5 key, chord jacks, simple staircases, and more complex tab bursts. And we increase that difficulty. We stop the hands, chord jacks get tighter, more bursts. A final rush right here, and bam, bam, bam! And that was Stardust Spray, and that was Blaze! Triple S plus!
And Blaze ends up in segment.
Nice to get a Triple S plus. A bit of a shame we didn't get the FC, because the FC would be so hype. Blaze lost at the end, but it's fine. Triple S plus is still really hype.
Ooh, that was incredible. Amazing. Well then, that will do it for Blaze's 2 credits of this range showcase. It will now be my turn to play my second credit, and I will be presuming the player role. Blaze will join BZ over here. So, Pride, let's get some donations in.
Absolutely, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted. Folks, every time that I come up here, I intend to announce a new incentive, and you've already met it. We already got another incentive for Ane-san. And we have 200.
Did Blaze drink milk
I intend
there?
to announce a new
He actually
incentive, and
drink-
you've
I don't think
already
he did.
met it. We already got another incentive for Ane-san.
Oh no, he did. No,
And we
it's still
have
sealed. The milk
$250
bottle is still
from
sealed.
Chuny Penguin with a wonderful reminder for us. They say, "Hi GDQ, don't stop at $1 million. Make sure we hit $1,001,000 and get Triple S Plus during the CHUNITHM Luminous Plus showcase." And to help get us there,
$1,010,000.
we have $25 from
That's
Anonymous
fine.
who says 5 tickets
Close enough.
for the Dono train. Folks, can I get a CHUNITHM? That might be a lot to ask for. But
CHUNITHM.
let's get that Dono train going. We are
Pretty clever,
so
not gonna
close
lie.
to that million. We are under $18,000. My goodness, it's been up since I last looked. Y'all are amazing. We have $25 from Penguins, who says Penguins.
Penguins.
That's it. That's the whole comment.
Penguins.
Thank you so much, Penguins. We appreciate this. We have $25 from Bem, who says, amazing to see CHUNITHM make it to GDQ. Shout out to the Fashion District Plaza Round 1 community in Philadelphia. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much for that. Y'all, we are so close. Let's push it just a little bit further.
Thank you everyone for your donations. Thanks again, Pride, for reading them out as well. Remember
By the way,
that
we had no idea
incentive
what
for
the
Metaverse
donation total
Boss
was going
Rush
to
as
be
well as the big 1 million
during
mark at GDQ will be
our
coming up
showcase.
really soon.
So we had to like intermittently look at like
Hello
the
there,
stream.
everyone.
For me, I had to look at GDQ
So you're
Discord
putting up the
to see if we actually hit the 1 mil or how far we were. This is a legit CHUNITHM piano book. It is not official,
Guess we'll find out
but
really
someone
soon.
transcribed some piano songs in
I
CHUNITHM
guess
or
from
just
the
some
song
songs in
preview
general
we
in
can already
CHUNITHM
tell some of
into
you
playable
who
piano
are
pieces.
familiar with this song.
I am very sure that you can
Since
pick it
CHUNITHM
up
is one
at
of
a
the more
Yamaha
modern rhythm
store
games in arcades,
in
we
Japan.
like to showcase a song that's
'Cause
almost
that's where I got
200 years old from one of the best electronic music composers of all time, Frédéric Chopin.
My boy.
This is Fantasy Impromptu arranged by Sega's Daisuke Anayama as part of CHUNITHM Sun's April Fool's update in 2023. So for all the pianists who have encountered this song before, you may feel that these running notes are a little bit uncanny, and that's because the notes are actually placed in a way to mimic the right hand piano part. Take a look. So funnily enough, this chart comes in at 14.9, which is the highest a 14 class can go. Who knew that a piano music could be this difficult?
I know, right? This chord is especially tricky because it forgoes fixed lanes and runs all over the place, which is really challenging for finger dexterity and aim.
So now we're back to the same patterns from the beginning, just slightly more dense with additional notes on the side. So every time this motif makes a reappearance, it just keeps getting harder and harder.
Exactly, and at the end, it gets completely overwhelming, making you question whether, oh, look, that too was so fast. But Ravioli hit it perfectly.
Now we're entering a quieter section, and I hope you guys are enjoying these beautiful classical pieces from your great grandparents' time.
Sounds about right. Oh, as I was saying, the ending part will get very overwhelming.
Corny
With
jokes.
dexterity,
We all wrote some corny
control, and
jokes.
all that. And we're back to the fast-paced running piano notes that we all love, with some different rhythms thrown in this time.
This part's so hard. So they throw in more stuff. I hate it.
So Rabiel is currently playing the song, and he's holding a pace of triple S still with 2 attacks and 2 misses. Let's see how we will make it. Let's see how we will do as he makes it to the end.
And now is the hardest iteration of the beginning motif. Raviel is doing a great job here with his hands flowing all over the ground slide.
So as you can see, the left hand also starts to get really involved now.
Wow, what is happening?
How did I AJ the ending? Honestly. That's
He
so
didn't drop a
stupid.
single note.
Wow, I am watching in awe. He just hit the ending section perfectly.
And then I get one attack here.
As we enter the ending section now, we get some tiny
Why?
notes that gradually slow down, withdrawal.
One more attack to close it out, and that's a amazing triple S.
He's bowing just like
Yeah.
a pianist.
Yeah.
Triple S score,
Okay, Beethoven.
1,787. It's a nice start to his credit.
So, let's see another World's End chart in action, shall we?
Let's see it.
Now this
How
World's
crazy
End,
World's
of course
End
we
charts
were
can get
considering
with
the original
danger notes,
BBKK,
Shama Scramble, Cranky
but I think
remix.
one of the reasons why we
So,
didn't
let's throw
was
in
because of
some
content ID.
memorization into the mix.
Sounds great.
But also because I
How
felt
does
that
this
the
next song's gimmick work?
Irodori
It's like
BBKK
a
would
torn
be
response, where
funnier
danger notes will prompt you with a
as an
note
audience
pattern,
perspective.
and you respond
Kind of.
by tapping the exact
Like, it's
rhythm
easier to kind of
and
understand what's
position
going on.
your turn.
I mean there's like a debate
Bukai
whether or not we
Rhythm
should have went for
Action
this or the original BBKK.
which is the second
I
of
think it was
two
so
World's
fine
End
to
songs
have
that we
this-
will be showcasing
The
today.
Irodori one in.
Ravel's thinking about it. What's
going
going
to
to show up on the screen? So here come the danger notes. This mini tutorial tells you that the small notes correspond to tap and the large notes correspond to flick. So it's frozen now, as you can see. So Raviel has to tap and flick to the beat at the right places, as the notes, although invisible, are still coming right at him.
Kick, bang space, kick, kick.
Some of you may find the vocals familiar, as the song is actually a remix of the well-known BMS song BBKK BKK, but with vocals from some past members of CHUNITHM's multimedia series called Irodori Midori. So in CHUNITHM, you find their original songs, but they also have covers of many iconic songs too, including Freedom Dive, Conflict, and even Turno's Perfect Math Class. Oh, and the song just sped up. So over the course of the song, the patterns will switch up and test the
People
short
are now more
remix to the
focused
limit.
on the donation total than the actual showcase itself.
Amazing.
He
Which is fine.
really must have a
It's fine.
humongous brain.
Honestly.
How does he remember everything? Whoa, we're incorporating air and clap? Wow.
They probably memorized
These new notes
most
aren't
of these
stopping him at
tracks.
all.
up.
No, not really. I only memorized for
Speeding
this.
up again.
The other songs I didn't memorize. A lot of
Air
charts in
code?
CHUNITHM you can play without memorizing.
That's what they mean.
Because you just read
Three justices
patterns.
from just now, but also three justices now. Really, like, nothing slips his memory.
Yeah, you hit the entire forest. Perfect. Oh, I just thought of a fun fact for our audience. This song has a hidden obtainable title. If 3 players plays the song via in-store matching, you'll get a title that says Bass Hit Clap. So grab your friends and give it a try.
Grab your friends. Yes.
These patterns are definitely getting more confusing, but Rabiel is executing this part really, really well. Okay. So I hope everyone watching is able to keep up.
So now there's some alternating flicks and taps. Will it throw our man Rabiel off? Nope, it doesn't.
Final set of trills.
And Rabiel
Hey.
is up with an all justice.
This was something I was definitely a bit nervous about. Getting the all justice
I mean,
on.
there was really no doubt that Whiskey and
rhythm
AJ
action.
just worked so hard just to pull this one off.
I'm glad to see
Got it.
Rabiel's hard work has paid off. Let's give it up for Ray again.
So in this showcase, we've
Sick.
given you a very small
sick.
glimpse of World's End. So there are many other chart gimmicks out there. Some charts randomly stop and start to the beat, some go backwards, and some even place 2 mini charts beside each other, so you have to play 1 chart per hand. So while World's End is something that we don't usually play, and it's definitely not the primary mode in CHUNITHM, it's always nice to appreciate the chaotic fun that this mode can bring about.
And for us top players, we also find it
You have
great
to remember,
breaking up the
technically,
monotony
yes.
between grinding sessions.
Technically,
Pop-up
that's
and
like one of
ticket and
the
enjoy.
memorization
We now
gimmick
come to
charts.
Rabiel's last track, Makir.
But pretty
composed
much
by
every
Mikhail
single
Fan.
song,
This chart comes
you
in
don't
at
really have to
15.3,
memorize.
and it's the
Not
only
really.
level 15 auto.
you remember a
So
few
with
things, but you
teams
don't
of
remember
extremely
everything.
high speed
Like,
songs,
if you make
but
me
this
play
one
this
tops
chart
a lot
blindfolded,
and
I
is
will fail.
staggering 270
Basically.
beats per minute.
Yep, the high speed creates really dense tap patterns that Rabiel will show us how to skillfully handle. So the song begins with a few simple hold notes, but it starts to ramp up really quick.
Now it's a continuous flurry of notes that represent the main challenge of the chart, which is keeping up with the high note density. It's a fast trill for ya, but as we've seen in Fantasy Impromptu, fast trills are no issue for a talented Rabiel.
You know, despite the high difficulty of this chart, it manages to still be really visually pleasing. And it's pretty rare, I would say, that we have a game like CHUNITHM where the game designers can piece together charts that test you to the limit while still being so satisfying aesthetically to play.
Exactly. Even though the aesthetically pleasing parts of the chart may not apply to every single chart in the game, especially the first gen charts, I can say with certainty that CHUNITHM's charts will only get better and better.
I think so too. And there's also a short slow section here. The patterns aren't necessarily difficult, but players might find it tough to adjust to the speed decrease and end up rushing. But now we're back to regular slow speed with some
Sounds
fast
like Sound
patterns
Vortex
to
song.
be
To be fair, that's like
yeah.
every Miss Soil
So
Punch
it's
song
also going to
ever.
be a pretty difficult 4-key section for that track. Rosie King too?
Let's take a look. To get through is just 2 attacks
Two
total.
attack. That's not bad.
That is triple S fast pace.
Listen to the electric guitar melody right here. It's really
Amazing. Yeah, heck yeah, I absolutely adore Freestyle Punch's music. It fills me to the brim with positive energy. Man, that's so nice to listen to.
It's going to be a pretty difficult outward tap pattern too. Let's see how Rabiel tackles it. There it comes.
Bam, 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 bam.
And he swung through it perfectly. Still holding the 2 attack pace. Wow. And we're now going to the final section of the chart, which is about to be absolute chaos.
Rabiel really makes this chart look so easy.
Blaze
Just some zigzags
with the reaction.
See how he does.
Take a look. Arguably the hardest part. Oh!
That was
People were cheering for the full combo,
Amazing.
but basically what happened was I showed Triple S Plus by 1 point.
only one
And
for that
something that also happened,
That is
like
one
when I was
point.
grinding the
One
songs, when I got 17.30 rating, I had 1 justice less I had 1 justice less. So I actually had a 1,009,003 point score to get 17.3. and then this score was 1 justice more, and it's 1,008,999, which is funny. It's actually really funny.
Point away from a triple.
It's really funny that it all happened.
A singular
Really
justice,
hyped that I got the
nonetheless,
FC. I don't
justice
really
would
get
have
FCs on this
gotten
song.
him the
I keep on getting
highest
one miss.
rank
FC is
achievable
pretty
in
insane.
Trinidad.
That's right.
Triple S Plus would have been more
Makia
insane.
finishing with
It would have
a score
been
of
really, really sick.
1,899.
But to be fair,
That
I
comes
think
the end of Rabia's
getting
credit.
1 point
Last
away
time top
is
players
also
and
really
once
sick.
again, and also
But that's the
again,
first time I've
first time
ever
in
gotten that kind of score.
Oh, and do I ever have donations for you? I have $5,000.
I was never
here from
1 point
Humble, who says
away
our friends at Humble have
from a
set up
rank.
another bundle of games featured during this year's event. Check out the bundle at humble.com and support PCF with
Thanks,
your
Humble.
purchase. Folks, we are getting so close to that million. We are less than 13K away. We can get there by the end of this run so that we can get that amazing boss rush. We have another $250 from Starrod Kirby 86, who says, I wanted to donate for each All Justice you've all made, but I've lost count. I have too. This has been amazing and mind-blowing. And we have more people jumping on that train to get us to 1 million. We have $50 from Adorable, who says, I can't stop smiling. I can't stop jamming. I'm on the CHUNITHM train and it won't stop until after we hit 1 mil.
From's in
Thank
chat.
you so much. We have so
Before
many people
From's
jumping
song
on this
got played,
CHUNITHM train.
was
We have
not
$5 from
scripted.
Andrew B, who
That
says,
was not
CHUNITHM
scripted.
train
I
at
do not know
5:55.
if From's
Thank
knew
you so
that
much,
their song was
everyone.
going to be
We are
played.
going to make this.
But I'm going to
Thank you
assume no,
all
and
so
it was
much
a
again
very
for the
crazy
fantastic
coincidence.
donations.
Wow, how was that credit, Raviel?
Definitely a step up from my previous credit.
This song,
for
okay,
sure, but
so
let's write this main
this song wasn't
showcase
supposed to
home
be in the
with
showcase as well.
Toa-chan
We had
or Mo-chan
another song called
Bako,
Raymay,
also known as Toa-chan's
and we
Toy
realized
Box
that Raymay
by
wasn't
Linear
too
Ring.
interesting
So
again.
Toa-chan's Toy Box is one of the
So we
winning
swapped
songs
Raymay
from
out
the
for
fourth
this, which
Trinidad
was
Original Song Contest.
interesting
And this
in the
song is
fact
called
that
Trickery
it
the
sounds
Mysteries That
very
Wait Out for
scary,
You. Please,
and the
Well,
visuals
let's see
are
what this
pretty
card
good.
has in store for us.
So, let's begin this shot off with some very tiny notes.
Yep.
I guess. Yeah, Toa is just rummaging through a toy box. That's pretty normal. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I have no idea what
Even
that
the
was.
Pittsburgh
but-
crowd, they're all like, whoa!
Oh, okay, and it happens again.
I can't believe I'm being jump scared in a rhythm game.
This song sounds so
Alright, now they're counting
creepy
down.
and terrifying.
They're counting down to the
And
1 mil,
we begin.
which we
Toya-
couldn't
Toa-chan's
hear,
Toy Box is his first section.
which is a little bit
Using a
awkward,
single
but
slide
it's fun.
going around the length of the ground slider, and while you're doing that, you have to hit a bunch of different notes at either the right side, the left side, or even both.
It does seem like Toa is going through her toy box to find something. Whatever that something might be, she's creating a horrendous mess. She should really be cleaning up after herself, but instead she's letting BZ clean it all up.
Oh yeah, and Visa is doing a wonderful job. Clean execution, immaculate accuracy. Man, Visa must be an expensive butler to hire.
Definitely. We got some normality, I hope. I mean, right now the song sounds pretty nice, but it felt like it just came out of the... Oh! It felt like it came out from like a horror movie or game. Maybe this showcase belongs on the horror block.
They have you definitely.
Maybe.
have a
This
case
one was
for that.
definitely one of
Now
our
we have some
weaker
white
songs
lines
in the
style
set
of
list.
playfield. And oh, it sounds like we've got a visitor.
I'm glad you can hear the knocks
Oh.
on that one.
As you continue to navigate through the toy box, the white lines will become pink.
Whoa, okay, we are back to going through this toy box again with the one slide going around and around. And okay, we got more of these very fast flick burst Toa. I think we found what you need. You definitely found what you need. What are these overlaps, these bursts, these small notes, these cocks and flicks, more of these overlaps. What is going on?
I think we're done.
I think we're done. I think we're done. I believe that is Toa-chan's toy box. Whoa, 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 whoa.
And that was Toa-chan's toy box. A very impressive score by BSAT. 1,008,973.
My acting was so shit.
15 justices.
I'm sorry.
and two.
My acting was fucking shit.
Only two.
But whatever.
From that, whatever that was a phenomenal play from BZ. Oh my gosh, that was a very scary song, and I don't like scary things. Let's lead back to some high-level charts of CHUNITHM, this time with Tavomido by Thrums coming in at a 15.1 chart constant.
Yes, this song is one of the most
Thrums,
challenging
shout out.
technical charts in the game, where you're not necessarily having to hit high-speed patterns with your stamina-draining movements, but rather it tests your precise rhythm and finger dexterity.
Indeed, and as you can see, BZ has an all justice on this song already. We have been practicing a lot over the last 2 months to try and get the best amount of scores that we can get in this showcase. And we start this song with some air holds, going to some a couple of ping rings. Ooh, what is this? Rhythm and instrumentation. Absurd.
What's the sound? What was the sound signature? I can't tell.
I have no idea too. We've got some cross-hand patterns with a shifting slide note, testing your
The
control
time signature
and
is
accurate
4/4.
movement of your hands and arms.
Exactly. No rest even for the
More
hand.
also
that's
the
really
different kinds
jumping
of
left
rhythms
and right.
that you'll see later on.
And now we are going to come up to a bit of a break section with the hi-hat. Or we're about to get into something crazy. Watch this.
Whoa, those air clutches mixed in with slides and taps. It feels synchronized to a heartbeat. BZ has to carefully navigate through this section, knowing which hand to use for the air crushes and slides.
Sick.
Group only holding 8 justices. Out of that section, we go into some quick and rapid taps that vary in note time. Once again, testing your rhythm, finger dexterity, and reading too as you navigate through these patterns.
Incredible play so far. So holding a triple S plus pace as well. And we got some more ping rings.
Ooh.
And now we have some 4 key patterns with a few hold notes. And we do it one more time.
What is this melody? How do I time hits to it?
You can't. There's so many hold notes as well now.
Exactly.
It
But
makes no sense.
still, Visa is hitting everything so cleanly.
Alright, we got another 4 key section here to rest your hands a little bit, but be warned because the ending is about to come really soon.
Boom, boom.
Watch out, calm your nerves. Here's the ending, the middle slide act, the heartbeat.
This was
and
easily the
flow
hardest part
surrounding
of
the
Power
slide,
Battle.
encouraging you to think quickly on what hands and fingers that you should be using. And it's just absolute chaos that does not relent at all. Holy cow, I think I'm gonna need to grow another arm to hit all this.
BZ is absolutely destroying this shot as well, still holding on to triple S pace. A few more of these unbelievably challenging cross-hand patterns and burst, and it all accumulates into one last burst rush. With one last sentence, this indicates extreme weakness of the organ. That's an incredible score, triple S.
Ah,
Misses from BZ.
raising
Incredible stuff.
$5,000 in one song.
That's how Visa for
It's
you.
quite crazy.
That is BZ. That is
Honestly.
one of the best players in Singapore, one of the best players in the international server. Wow, and we have one more song left. And
We're just $5,000 away from 1 million. I think that we can hit that. Let's absolutely go Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Please, we need to see this boss rush.
I'm just gonna relay this to the on-site audience. We have $5,000 remaining from hit 1 million. $5,000 remaining. And you only have Tricksters left to play. Alright, let's end it with a
I
banger.
had to
This
stall
is
a little bit.
Tricksters. This is a
with
song
that.
composed by S. Don and Tino Isuka, revealed in the final round of the Zenza of Perform My exhibition tournament during the King of Perform My 2019 event.
Someone
And it's a
caught
direct
Knight of
sequel to
Knights.
bouncing from the BMS
Knight of Knights
Fighters
mentioned.
Ultimate 2016
We didn't play Knight of Knights because it's
This
quite
is also
boring.
one of
sorry.
Visa's level 15 All Justice songs with a chart constant of 15.1. Let's pick this song off.
Alright, GDQ, let's get it. We have one last song in this main showcase. Let's ride it home. This song is a load of fun. It might be at a comfy 155 BPM, but because it is at such a comfy BPM, you are being thrown with many different kinds of patterns and notes. Staircases, jacks, flick bursts, 4 key elements such as one-hand trills and finger dexterity execution. This is a perfect chart to truly demonstrate what CHUNITHM is about.
And well, we're about to finish this introductory section of Tricksters. And we're now entering the first section of the song, which is heavy in its first nature. As you can see, with an absolute flurry of notes,
check that out. Alright, into the first chorus of Tricksters, featuring many projects, flying air notes and air actions with multiple cross-handling bursts. A complete note salad of a chorus. And mind you, all this is just the start. Blizzard is still holding Triple S plus pace, but let's see if we can hold onto it as we now enter the boss rush pattern of the song, but we're gonna give it a couple more of these cross hands. Here we go.
Fast. Ooh. And the song features several sections that are references to pattern style in some previously added 14 clusters, but it wasn't originally planned to be a 15 at first, but midway through charting, it decided otherwise. A lot of flick and swiping patterns throughout this mashup here, and we're approaching a very short rest section coming up.
Yeah. And he nails it amazingly. And we have a rest section. In my boss trick? Oh, great. I get
1 million happened at such an awkward time.
Well, you cannot let your guard
What's
down.
happened like this section of the song?
Yes,
which is not that high.
Because the final chorus is a home run of note density to the highest degree, with many patterns that are extremely easy to misname and make mistakes, and also just miss in general. We're now entering a third section that's rapidly increasing in difficulty and small note.
And all of us had no idea. All of us had no idea until later. And the reason why I found out that we hit 1 mil was I was looking at GDQ Discord, and GDQ Discord was going crazy.
We still got another section of this final chorus
And
to go,
Fine was also
and we are
talking.
about to enter the ending of Trickster. Just even more bursts. We got some flick bursts right here, and Clyde, go ahead, tell us what
I
happened.
hate to cut in, but we
Go ahead.
hit $1 million raised for Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Time is coming up shortly
Oh
for the main
my
jockey.
goodness.
Time is coming up shortly, and time.
Oh my gosh, right under the wire.
Right under the wire.
Chat,
It would have been a lot
amazing
nicer if they actually hit it
every single
right
day. That
on the
is
song end.
Because
hitting it right as the song was going into a build-up, and then a slow part was a little bit anticlimactic. But we got it.
Oh my gosh.
Time was still going on, by the way. They forgot.
Could be an HAC.
Oh
This has been one of the greatest
crazy
experiences
that
of my life
the tracker
right
broke.
now.
Like
This
it just
is
immediately shot up to
amazing.
1,400,000. Like what the
Quite
heck?
frankly, I said I hate to
crazy.
cut in. I don't. This has been awesome. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much for helping us reach 1 million. I am looking forward to this
Insane.
incentive.
Thank
Wow.
you so much, Pride, for being our amazing host.
Yeah.
And not only was that a quick score from PZ, that was some amazing commentary from you. as
That
well.
was an amazing
They
combination.
also hit it at like midnight.
Gameplay.
Like
Well,
almost
first and
midnight as
foremost,
well.
thank you
Which
all
is
so
cool.
much for donating to hit $1 million, and because of that, we'll be doing the Metaverse Boss Rush Showcase incentive. I can assure all of you that our main showcase has not given you a glimpse of CHUNITHM's hardest content. If you thought whatever you just witnessed was like peak difficulty, nah. We are going to bring you what peak difficulty means in our
Hell
incentive
yeah.
showcase. We will cover to the best of our degrees some of the most challenging charts in this whole game. Quickly, also, I would like to address that between this showcase getting accepted and into AGDQ, Sega have decided that it would be a great time to not only introduce a 50 plus,
Why?
but also change the level system in
Why?
Japan. And we're not running the Japan servers, unfortunately.
The
so
one time
we
they
can't
version
show
changed
you here
and
what
they
15
pulled
plus means,
so many
but
14
we will
pluses
let all
into a
of you know
15
what songs have been
and
animated to a
so
15
many
plus.
15s
So,
into a 15 plus.
I think we can get this incentive
And we
started.
weren't running that version.
So, we
Just
shall
running
get
the
the
international
players
version.
over, and we can
I'm
get
gonna
a
pause
few
right
more
here for a
doors.
bit. I'm gonna go and quickly use the washroom and get some meds for my illness, but I'll be back. And maybe we can start the Metaverse incentive. Hello, again. It's the next day, because I decided to hit the bed. After that, I started feeling extremely feverish, so I just decided to just go to bed instead first and do the Metaverse segment on a new day.
Yep, let's read some donations, right?
Oh my gosh, I have so many for y'all. We had people popping off for that CHUNITHM train. We had $100 from Cuddles who says, chugga, 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 CHUNITHM. Oh my gosh. This is
15 plus means they can
amazing.
drop a
There's so
few
many. I'm
swear
having
words.
Analysis paralysis. We have
I wish.
$25 from Kowise who says, I'm a simple guy. I hear Bakamitai and Burning Rangers. I donate 1 million hype.
Oh,
I can't get enough of CHUNITHM, so I'm donating so I can get some more. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, everyone. This has been absolutely amazing. We have $100 from Salvian who got their wish because they said, need more CHUNITHM. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, all of you, either at Pittsburgh or at home, you all will be getting more CHUNITHM. We have 9 songs in this incentive. Each of us will be playing 3 incredibly difficult songs. Just gonna calm our nerves down a little bit first before we get ourselves started. But again, thank you quite so much, and thank you all for the donations still. Keep them coming, by the way. We're not done. We're not stopping at 1 million. Let's continue going on. Alright.
I sounded so awkward.
Welcome back, BZ.
Hello again, everyone. I would like to thank everyone for donating to the big 1 million goal, as now GDQ has raised $1 million. Can you
Yeah.
believe that?
Amazing.
Also, I think for the final credit in the showcase, I hope you guys got to see some of the more technical charts in the game. That those are songs that I really enjoy. And now we'll head into this boss rush incentive, shall we?
Yeah, we'll kick it off with Potential by Tag, revealed as the final side week boss song of King of Performance the third tournament back in 2022. So I believe, Blaze, we're ready. Let's get another countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2.
This was a countdown that I kept on forgetting to do during the rehearsal.
Alright, so back then the highest score that
Luckily,
the
I remembered.
champion of King of Perform I got was actually 1,07,891, which was a triple S, and a very impressive side read score considering the difficult speed changes that are scattered within this chart.
And indeed, and Blaze has actually practiced this song so many times to the point he has gotten in all justice. So let's see how he will perform today. Alright, let's start off with some straightforward 200 BPM patterns, as you would normally see from a level 15, in which case this day 15.1. We see some cross-handing already, some typical 4-key patterns too. This is all building up towards the difficult speed changes that we have just mentioned. How difficult will they be? Well, we'll find out very shortly. For some one-hand trills. And now we got some violent cross-hand bursts right here. Alright, here we go. Speed change. The song itself, together with the slow speed, has actually dropped a little. But as this song progresses, this song will ramp up in speed.
Yep, and not only will the song gradually increase in BPM, it will also increase in its intensity too.
Definitely, there's a nice swinging emotion right here with your hands. Alright,
the
but
emotes,
here
man.
it comes. We have our speed change. And another speed change. And another speed change. We do see some 24th burst as it just gets faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And be careful of the small note drill on the right. And he nails it.
Very impressive so far. Still triple S plus pace.
The
We will also
cheers from
be
the crowd,
now
man.
be back to the original BPM of the song too. So from here on out, there will be no more speed changes. So it's just raw speed, stamina, hand control, and mental focus to see this chart to the very end.
One hold of a trill, 2 hold of a trill, big cut trills, and flashing finger lines as we now progress to the end of Potential.
Lots of 5-note trill patterns here that utilize both your hands in different ways.
Incoming to triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, here we go. The ending of Potential. He's still holding on to triple S. He's still holding on to the FC. Will he get it right towards the end? And that is the full combo. Triple S on Potential. Oh my.
Well, I guess you can see why this was his very
Pretty
first
cool.
level 15 AJ.
His first
Oh,
level
Justice.
15 Hour Justice is this song. Incredible. And that's a triple SFC on the GDQ stage. Unbelievable.
Well, so
Unbelievable.
that was a spectacle to
The
watch.
Japanese
And
street
we are
make
not
fun of
slowing
me saying
down at
unbelievable.
all. Let's move on to the next song that will be coming up real soon.
Yep, because what may this song be? Is it going to be one of the 15 clusters in next version?
Why
Well,
was I
think
stalling
we have
like
our
that?
answer now. It will be.
Why was I
So
stalling
this
like
song
that?
is World Vanquisher by
You should just say
Void,
that it's World
which I
Vanquisher
dare
from the
say
start.
is one of CHUNITHM's most iconic songs. This is rated at a 15.3 currently, and is becoming a 15.5 in the next version, making it a 15 plus.
Alright, let us begin Road Vanquisher. May I just say that the jacket art really looks like a robot spinning pizza on his finger.
Does it?
It does. Oh my god.
It does, doesn't it?
Thank you,
Anyways,
Pride.
Piano! I love piano. I played a piano song just now. Here's some piano. You can't go wrong with piano. But of course, with such a simple introduction, it can only get harder from here.
Definitely. And we only do go up from here. We begin this chart off with some slight singing, some
Pizza
incredibly
Robot. Also,
technical
the Japanese
patterns,
restream,
and if you think that this
they
is
also
difficult,
talk
well,
about
it
how
only
this is
gets
like
tougher from here on out.
something
So you know how I
related to
made the joke
pizza as
about the
well.
pizza earlier? I'm gonna run
The
with that joke for the
commentators
rest of
missed
this
out
part.
the
We got a
joke
bunch
at the
of
start, but
pepperonis
later
scattered
on
across
in the
table
song,
with strings of cheese,
I mentioned
with all these
pizza
fries
again,
flicking
and the
motion, it feels
commentators
like
were
you're
like, "Oh my gosh,
cleaning up the
he said
remains and
pizza."
debris of pizza off the counter. We got some incredible burst of speed right here with the flicks and the slides. I don't think we have enough sliding motion, so we got more slides right here. We bring back these 4 key elements mixing with air notes, where you are required to hit these air notes with one hand and the trills with the other hand with incredible precision and timing.
Yes, chef.
And now we have a little bit of a break.
Okay, so enough with the pizza jokes. We now have a little bit of a break section with these slides and air holds that exist in one large hold note. So you can basically ignore the hold note for the entirety of this segment because if you play the accompanying slide notes, you will have one hand constantly on the ground slider anyway. But be careful though, as there are still some cross hands to do.
Yeah, we exit this segment with some alternating chords and swinging slides and air holds in between. We do it again. And now we got some fast 4 key patterns. The song, you can hear the intensity is ramping up higher and higher. And the chart, it just gets denser and denser. And we come to a halt right here. Because it's a piano solo. It's a good time to rest your hands. But what's about to come is going to be unstoppable.
I think chat went crazy with this
Here we go.
next section.
Chorus time with one hand trills and a swinging air drum motion with your other hand. This pattern is incredibly exhausting and tough to execute properly. And just when you think you've run out of stamina, here comes more 4 key salad. Now you're feeling like a chef.
It's
Talking
giving
in overtime.
Toho.
More of these fast flick bursts too. More cross hands. More of these beats are flicking, ingredient, showing jokes. I'm lost. Alright, but are we done? No, we're not done. One hand trill with these EX notes and air notes moving in and out. We got another 4 key section coming up right here. And why not? Showing some EX notes. And why not be showing some quad jacks, some jump jacks into some unbelievably brutal flicks. And we close it off with chords, rolls into a air. And he lost. Oh, no,
I nearly
and
said
that was
rolls
more
into a flick.
quicker.
I really nearly said rolls into a flick. I just stopped myself.
Triple S.
Nearly fumbled.
1,823. Oh my goodness.
This
I
guy
need
is,
water.
this guy is really on form today.
He is blazing, you could say that.
I don't know if I like that joke.
Oh no, it's okay. You're stuck with me, unfortunately. Well then, let's finish Blaze's credit
That was
off with
improv.
quite ironically named Dark, the first Seeker of Souls, composed by Sega's in-house composers Kenji Mizuno and Kanon Oguni, clocking in at a 15.3 chart constant and a BPM of 222. You'll see a mash of orchestral melodies and some nimble movement.
Speaking of chart constant, this song actually is getting buffed to 15.6 in the next version, making it a 15 plus as well. There's also currently a title that you get for getting a
Avia is
2S
like
plus
an
rank on
esports
Master
caster,
difficulty,
I
which
guess.
disappears next version too.
Yeah, I don't think I
Yeah,
have
this
to
song
yet,
got into
actually.
RKO.
I think I should get into grinding
Pretty
this
cool.
after the showcase ends.
Yes, you should, and there's always a chance to get it.
Yeah.
I haven't grind. I haven't
We
grind for
begin
this
song
yet.
with some organ playing, and as you can see, there are some white and black lines in the middle of the whole notes which mimic the keys of an organ.
I only want to watch things commentated by him from now on.
This part is really so
I will
slow
commentate
for-
golf for
It
you
is very slow.
and be extremely
It is extremely slow, my goodness.
not
We
enthusiastic.
got a one-hand trill. He nails the trill.
Nice.
Alright, here we go. Let's get
Also, I don't know how he
Some-
missed.
Some rapid 4-key
'Cause it looked like he
pattern
hit the
right out of
note,
gate
but
and
he
a
somehow
slow
missed.
build up to the first section. Here we go. Get ready. Heart style in my orchestra. Alright, we are back to some more rapid 4-key action that requires either excellent finger dexterity or blistering hand coordination to achieve high accuracy. The end is upon you.
So the end is totally upon Blaze's credit. Now it's my turn for cringe joke. Now onto a violin solo where, as you can see, Blaze is required to cross his hands from one side of slider to the other. Now there's some whole notes inside of a large slide. Soon you see a jump throw to begin the next section. Here we go.
Yeah, some rapid slides slapping with some high-speed air action notes and flicks, essentially forcing the player to always be moving their hands upwards or sideways. Quick burst 1, quick burst 2, and a small break.
But watch out, soon.
More burst!
That's right. Building up to the climax of the song.
Boy, here we go. Here's the climax, a mashup of everything you know now put into a pattern rush that includes fast
I thought I played
many
games.
crossover movements, and this creates a challenging reading experience for the player, in which they have to also combat their slowly depleting stamina at this point of the song.
He's still hanging in there fine. We have some flick bursts now that you will see that they are increasingly masked by air crushes.
Apparently, Blaze that has never gotten like a 3000
Let's
combo
bring
on this
back some
song before.
hardstyle, shall we? Demanding 4
Which
key
is
sections,
kinda
yellow
crazy.
lines on the side, incredibly fast port airs on one hand and the other, and a complete and total EX mash right here.
And we are not even at the end of the song yet. More of these disguised air crush hits, as well as some rapid 4 key patterns again.
It really just continues to attack your psyche to a crushing end here. And one last violin solo, and the song finally comes to a close, and that was that. And that was Blaze. Give it up.
Woo! I've been together
Famous
hardcore break.
incredible double S
Hardstyle breakcore festivals with tamer music than
of
this.
1,06,605.
Maybe.
Wow, I need water. And also, with that being said, it's my turn to get up on the podium. So let's get some donations read, right? Take it away.
One second, sorry. Sorry, I had to pick my jaw up off the floor. That was amazing. What? Oh my gosh, this was so worth hitting the million. We have so many people who agree here. We have $1,000 from DDR Coder who says, donating $1 for each note Raviel hits. Uh-oh, I'm broke. Thank you so much. We appreciate your sacrifice, soldier. We have $25 from Kubaru, who says 1 million hype and love a good rhythm game showcase, so had to donate. You got this, Blaze. Putting my donation towards singing No Promises to Keep for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Stay wonderful, everyone. That's a great thing to bring up. Y'all, you have been crushing donations so much. We had to open some extra donations, or we had to open some extra incentives, my goodness, to appease your thirst for these. So be sure to check that whenever you're sending in your donations. We have a couple of lovely incentives for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming up. Time for one more?
Yep, let's have one more.
Excellent. I have $35 from Theof Normie, who says, Hi, Raviel. I promised earlier in the GDQ Discord chat to donate $25 for all justice you get on your second credit. So here's $25 plus an extra $10 because that full combo on that last song was just so good not to donate for. Congratulations to you, Blaze, and BZAT for an incredible showcase.
Blaze had to tell me what was going on because I couldn't hear.
Discord and their bingo card.
Nice. Hopefully we'll see some more crazy scores in the boss rush. Thanks everyone again for the generous donations. Raviel is now going to show us Disruptor Array composed by Akira Complex. So this chart is actually quite a polarizing one, as it leans really heavily into 4 key patterns. So most of the chart's difficulty comes from unbelievably fast and dense steps across only 4 lanes. In fact, you could say that how well you do for this chart depends entirely on your 4 key ability.
For me, and perhaps Raviel, we have experience with games like DK Max and Occupania that really help build solid 4 key fundamentals. As you can see, the notes here are mainly confined with 4 lanes.
So we mentioned this chart being quite a polarizing one. So this chart essentially split the player base into people like Blaze and Raviel, who think it's one of the easiest 15s, and arguably normal people like me, who find the chart unreasonably difficult and even cringe.
I think that just sounds like you have what we call a skill issue.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. Raviel's currently doing just fine though. He's
Commentator curse?
or justice case.
Oops.
So this chart
I don't
came
know
out
how I
with
missed the
ease
hold
and funnily
on
enough,
slide.
since the notes were so densely packed, players found out that they can make use of CHUNITHM's lenient judgment system and basically swipe and mash their way to his score, eventually leading to its demotion to 15.1.
What a sad day for Pro2 players.
Oh yeah, the runner and commentator names are wrong again.
When
Oops.
approaching the first break section of the song, this chart gives players some time to rest before gradually accelerating from 230 BPM all the way to a staggering 400.
400.
Watch as the chart keeps going faster and faster, kind of like what we saw in Potential 3. Red line streaking across the sides as well. Can Raviel keep
I don't know
up?
how I nailed this.
Hanging in
I was
there.
locked in.
Ooh, and he
Alright.
hits he nails the speed up section.
Made it through. Currently at 2 misses.
That mic check. Oops, sorry, I failed it. I will catch it next time. That was one of the 2 major difficulty spikes that we just went through. Here's some cross hand flick burst, accompanied with lots of air notes. The hands will be jumping around.
This part is really fun to play. And you can hear the lyrics go don't stop. And upon hearing that, you better brace yourself for the unrelenting ending that's about to come up soon.
Hold it. Mic check.
Nice,
There
got
we
it.
go.
We're first going to do a bit more jumping around as we build up to the grand finale.
I hope the continuous air notes aren't stripping too much of Raviel's stamina away, because what comes up truly doesn't stop.
Look at this chart, it's just taps, no airs, no flicks, no nothing. It's so boring.
But it's really fast, come on! And Raviel's still on triple S pace, and is he gonna close it out? He does!
Wow, nice. And that was Disruptor Array. It really looks as bad as I remember. But not for Raviel though, who gets a triple S score, 1,008,732.
Very
82.
commendable.
That
Only
really
3 misses
must have
and
The
no
3 and the 8 look a
exactly,
bit the
no
same.
attacks, and he must have really drained his stamina by a ton. So Blaze, what kind of song do you think Raviel will be showcasing next? Will it
So
be
they convince
something
these dudes and
more
figure out how to
technical
slow
style?
time.
Surely it can't get
I
more
wish.
stamina intensive than
The
this.
only way to find out is to give our blessing to the divine tuning lord.
The what lord?
Look, it's this, whatever monstrosity
I
this
put my
is
head way
on
too
the
far
chapter
in,
card. The
so
song
you can
title
only see like my
translates to,
chin.
Praise be to our divine tuning
Oops.
lord, who has transcended chaos and is well known in the community as Tonton. This is the part of the showcase where the song names could even be longer than the speedruns at GDQ.
Definitely. So here we go for the song. I
Conton.
wonder
Yeah.
what it's gonna be like.
I think there were people thinking that it was
Oh.
Tauntaun, but it's
Okay.
Conton. It's a K.
Alright, so from the beginning, the song already sounds extremely menacing with the choir and the strings. So this song, Conton, has a 15.3 chart constant and will be pushed up to 15 plus in the next version, sitting at 15.5. So when this came out back then in CHUNITHM Air Plus, it was the second
I made an oopsie
highest,
here.
It was the highest rated chart. And
I
thus
attacked
was
the like the
hardest
middle
song in
notes
CHUNITHM.
because I was rubbing
out
my
for,
middle.
Some
I was rubbing my thumb,
extremely fast
and I accidentally
back
rubbed
flicks
into
right
one of
there.
the notes and
That's
then it
way
gave me an
harder
attack.
to hit than it looks. One more set.
Now, let me answer this question. What kind of chart is this? Well, so for the longest time, this chart was considered to be the stamina chart of CHUNITHM. So even with all the modern charts that have come out, this 7-year-old chart is still regularly brought up as one of the toughest stamina checks in the game. Constant inputs at 240 BPM is really no good. So not only is this chart stamina intensive, it also throws in many fast flicks, fast tap slide. Also, the eerie vocals make it sound like there's an incantation going on right now.
Yeah, exactly. Almost like a crucifixion, condemning none other than our runner Raviel. There's a tricky slowdown here, and Raviel gets the right timing. He's through.
So the toughest songs in CHUNITHM tend to be themed around ancient gods and other deities. So this song's corresponding character is called Omega Quintus. who in the
People are
CHUNITHM
going
universe
nuts
is seen
that there's
as
lore in
the
this
creator
game.
god. So hence the prominent featuring of these chanting vocals that create an almost sacred theme.
Raviel's holding 2 attacks, merely 2, and he's on 2 press plus pace. That's amazing what a 50 can do.
We're now at the climax of Conton with alternating holds on one
There's
hand
CHUNITHM
and
lore.
constant taps on the
This
other.
song even has
So when
lore.
both hands
Yeah,
are making
there's
different
lore.
things at such speed, it really throws off your rhythm.
And as if you aren't tired enough, let's throw your hand from one end of the ground sider immediately to the
This
other.
was a very
Taken
hype score
is
though.
coming up right about now. here. Jeez.
So the ending of the song is also really brutal, where the game tests your accuracy by throwing countless tap slides made out of the smallest notes possible right at you. As you can see, they start to show up around here.
Oh, hold on, Ravio's holding TQS Plus. Oh my god, you're gonna do it.
Wow.
First FC. First FC in GDQ.
Our guy Raviel.
It wasn't a score PB.
A stamina check.
Was off by 61 points.
Wow.
But still
And a full
quite
combo,
quite
which is his
quite
first
crazy.
time ever getting a
Oh
full
yeah,
combo.
that's amazing. Getting a first ever full combo during GDQ.
Like, imagine
Incredible.
These are also
stuff.
to mention that this was my first
that's
FC.
such a crazy thing to
You can
do.
hear the audience just like applauding
Alright,
because of
after
that.
praising this tuning lord, let's move on to pay a visit to the Divine Mother.
The divine who?
Raviel's final track of the credit has a title that can be translated to Prayer. We are those who walk with the Divine Mother. The final boss of the first generation of CHUNITHM cabinets. This song was created through a collaboration of 5 of Sega's in-house composers.
So this song is a 50
Divine
for
Mummy.
The
Divine tuning mommy.
song is going to become the highest possible, a record-breaking 15.7 in the next version, making it one of the hardest songs in the whole game to beat. So somehow this song manages to sound even more ominous than Quantum, and we're only just about 10 seconds in.
It really does. It's extremely difficult too. According to user-submitted statistics, this chart has the least number of players who have achieved a TQS Plus rank, or a 1 million.
This song just got All Justice Critical
Even in the song's introduction,
yesterday.
already showcasing some of the most
Which is insane.
complex patterns you'll ever see in this game.
How do you
Demanding
AGC
an
this,
extremely
honestly?
high level of difficulty.
So believe it or not, we're actually approaching one of the easier parts of the song, which still challenges the player with holds and then notes within those holds. So while these patterns are already pretty tricky, later sections will ramp the difficulty up so high with so
I don't know how I
many
missed, like,
sections at once
3
that you
notes
think
there.
it borders on being straight out unfair.
Yeah, it's everything, everywhere, all at once. Whoa, check out those stairs.
Alright, and
Master flight.
what adds to the difficulty
I don't know how I
of this
missed that
song is
too.
that none of the
The freaking-
sections repeat. And so you really just have to learn so many difficult, complicated patterns like
Like
these
this one.
tabs. They run all over the slide.
There's been tons of flicks and tons of air movement going up and down, doing it constantly for almost 3 minutes, tends to bring an incredible swell to your arm muscle, especially right after Raviel just finished Tauntaun. Check out this chorus, it is one of the most memorable parts of the song. Coming up to the rest section.
Okay, so this is the final rest section before the chart really spirals into chaos. So incredibly, the global high score for this chart is a staggering all justice with only 2 non-justice criticals. As you can see, Raviel
Now it's
has
0.
45 now. How does that
How
work?
is that even remotely possible? And the toughest part of the song hasn't even appeared yet. Prepare to be amazed.
So this is a cool technique to simplify the pattern here. Look at Raviel just rubbing the air slider. One hand is all you need.
And now into the final chorus. With a fury
Tom Fox,
40,
by the way.
Jack,
Tom Fox
First,
rated
Jack, you
doing
name it,
Inori.
and this
I
one
can't
has
believe
it.
that is a sentence
Tom
that
is supposed to do
I can say
any
in
of this.
2025. Tom
And you know
Fox
when you're
rating
without just
when I'm
swipe
playing
and
Inori.
dash, Raviel is making it somewhat work here. Check out this swiping action.
Wow, this is the hardest part of the chart. And that's true. Raviel wipes it through.
The
And that was
screams.
Inori. Raviel's stamina must have ran out by now. He pulled through with a score of 1,006,235.
That's
Seeing this
lower
chart
than the
really makes me
donation
wonder
total.
How players can achieve scores so close to perfection in the first place.
Definitely.
It's also time to switch players. As we approach the end of this boss rush, let's get some more donations played.
Absolutely. Like, I'm so flabbergasted here that I'm having trouble sorting through all of these because I'm just have my eyes glued to this screen. This is amazing. But I do have $1,000 from Anonymous here who says, In honor of our friend Aaron, who passed away at the end of 2024 from pancreatic cancer. We miss you, Aaron. Thank you, AGDQ, and everyone who donates to support this crucial cause. And thank you so much for honoring your friend's memory and getting us to that $1 million. We also have $50 here from a friend of Matilda, who says, when my friend finally convinced me to watch a GDQ event live, I had no idea the kind of absolute spectacle I was in for. This is my new obsession, new love, and new life. And I don't think I could have chosen a better community.
GDQ is love, GDQ is life.
So amazing. It does so many good things for so many people.
Oh yeah, funny thing as well, because BZ did not finish running the Suopatra map, he can only run the Suopatra map.
But we have already showcased a few technical
So
charts
every
BZ
single
as the
song
runner.
ends
How about we
with
show
the
another technical chart from
Suopatra
the man of
map,
the series?
which is kind of
Well,
funny.
here we go. This is Extra by Silent Room.
Ah yeah, this was when people noticed that there was lag train in the game.
Extra.
Because
It's a
extra is
suite.
right next to lag
Just
train in the
just
version
array.
photo.
There's also a chart constant of 15.1.
What does easy mode look like? The old Noggy can't possess things that are happening.
Indeed, we shall.
Um,
We have shown all of you some
Go to
incredibly
YouTube and watch like a
tiring
basic
and
chart.
incredibly high-speed songs. Like on my credit, my arms are still sore, by the way. This one's quite the contrary. This one's a contrast. It's a nice 180 BPM for starters. A couple of 4 key staircases to begin the start off right here.
So look, they're shifting from lane 1, lane 2, all the way to lane 4.
Alright, now I want all of you to look at the slides and look at the hand camera right now.
Whoa. Wow, that's some impressive finger dexterity.
Pinky and thumb.
No other chart in the game asked you to hit this way.
Yeah, how often do you look at a rhythm game and you think, I should use my pinky fingers? You rarely ever need to use them, but BZ
I need to
uses
point
them
out,
at
I said
third
you
position.
rarely ever need to
And
use
now we're
them.
back to some more
You do
funky
still
sounds and
use
some
them
cross
in
hands as well,
games
because
like
you can never skip them.
Nostalgia and
this
2DX.
chart proves that difficulty
I'm not
doesn't
saying that
necessarily equate
this
to
is the
high
only
speed.
time you ever use
Charts
your
of
pinky in a
extra
rhythm game.
can
I'm saying
show
that it's
if you're
rare.
going to force the player
And it's true, it is rare that you have to use your
uncomfortable
pinky
postures while
fingers.
playing can make for a
But
challenging
it's not
experience.
never.
Yeah, look at the hand cam. The cross hand is crazy. Challenging experience because we have polyrhythms. Polyrhythms are rhythms that make use of 2 or more different rhythms simultaneously. And as you can see, the snaking slide around some outrageous whole chunks. This now introduces the element of extreme precise rhythm and control. And now we got some 4-key because every chart is 4-key. Yeah.
And that will conclude the first half of Extra. And we now have a little bit of a break. These
That was my
slides
favorite.
have
Oh my
an
god,
air hold
that
that
tree.
requires you to cross your hands again and again.
And if you're familiar with Silent Room's other major song hit
Polyrhythms
now,
mentioned.
we have a couple more bunny bandits on your way. Flip caps into trills, and a cross hand trill, and into the chorus. More cross hands, because we love them. More of these white slides that go from left to right and back again. And also because CHUNITHM really likes them too, we're gonna see some 4-key patterns right after this cross-handing section.
Yep.
Alright, here comes the 4-key pattern.
Right here. Ita handles them very well. So on triple S pace.
Yep. We still got a few more
Watch
holes
out.
here. And I'll count the notes in each verse. We got 3, 4, 6, 8. And now back to more 4 keys. Let's close off Extra with some speed, shall we? 24 stands.
This was sick.
Hit it. And he does. He nails it on
Okay, the
showcase.
audience
Let's
has felt
go.
it. Woo!
Watch out for the ending cross hands.
And again. And a repeat of the intro that leads us to the conclusion of Extra.
An amazing triple S by
It's a bit of a shame that he got a single miss.
Once again,
It's still
showing it
pretty good.
how it's done, man.
with his total non-justice critical count less than 50. That's
Less than 50.
amazing.
And more rating as well. He's gonna gain rating for like every song in this
Yeah.
at this point. Alright, well, we have showcased one of the most technically demanding shots. Let's probably show everyone what we could argue and say is the most technically demanding shot.
The definitive hardest.
Macrocosmos, composed by Leaf, which is a
People were
50.2,
thinking if
and
we
some
were gonna
people have
play,
made relations from this song to Leaf's other widely
Misdeed,
popular song.
But we ended up not doing
LFGO.
Misdeed.
And the beginning, we will see shortly. This
Yeah,
is
oh,
another
that's
one.
shall we?
Yeah. How does he do it?
It's BZ.
It's that.
He will do it. It's in his name.
And
I just realized the audio box broke.
He released a egregious
The audio box
patterns
of
that
BZ Go.
don't even seem to have a timing or rhythm.
Yeah, in fact, the BPM of this song is 42. Just 42. It's a reference to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series, where 42 is the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
It certainly doesn't sound like it's just 42 beats per minute. And I'm very confused with these patterns over here.
Oh my
What's going
gosh.
on? Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at that snake.
What an insane
42,
introduction.
yes.
And now we got a bit of a slower section with some 4 key patterns sandwiched in between 2 slides. And now we'll see some holds, and now some quick fire air holds right here. Air actions and flicks, and some sprinklings of 4 key patterns drizzled in.
Everything is way harder than it looks like. Promise.
Yeah.
Go back BPM.
And over here we'll see BZ tapping the entire playfield to simplify the pattern. Woo.
Now we have some moving 4 key hold staircases.
Due to
Look
the
at them.
extended length of the hold notes is way harder than it looks like.
It is definitely,
If you let go your fingers just slightly too early, you'll attack the notes. And the song starts to slow down, it seems like. We got some slides on the left and on the right. It sounds like it might be building up into something.
It might. Yeah, we're speeding up with some cross-hand slides with the air notes. And beware of this next section here with flick bursts inside the slide.
This part was quite fun to do live.
So a lot of rubbing going on the ground slider.
Because I think like all the streamers and like people in the audience were like,
we will enter it.
what?
What did I stop?
Zawalundo.
What is happening?
A chain of swords.
Oh, is rewinding
One
time?
more?
Whoa! Wait, time is stopped again. What is going on?
What hit the rock? There was it.
He anticipated with one attack. Let's enter the final climax of this absolute thunderstorm of a song and chart. I don't even know how to properly describe these patterns. It's a salad toss with bits of everything imaginable. You got cross hands, you got jacks, flick bursts, flips, drum trills, hot overlaps. It is absolutely chaotic.
If you want true chaos, have some true chaos. Check that out. What? Wait. He just all justice
For
that
context, he did not
What
all
about
justice
just
that
drill
part
towards the end?
in every single rehearsal we did.
And now we have the ending. But be warned. Be warned.
He didn't do this
Come
well
on, one more
in any of
pattern.
the
We got a few more
rehearsals.
wacky bursts.
That's why we were freaking out.
And that was Macrocosmos' one attack. One attack.
An absolutely incredible score to do live on a GTQ stage.
For just to put into perspective, I don't have a triple S or an FC.
Me neither. I don't have a triple S, but I don't have an FB either.
I don't know. He just FC'd it in
With
GDQ.
one attack.
Oh,
No
my
more
gosh.
one.
Alright, well, we have one more song.
Well, with that being said, all good things will eventually come here.
Yep, but don't be sad because it's over. Smile because we are ending the showcase with its very title. Y'all donated for the Metaverse Boss Song Rush, so I think it is only fair we bring to you the Metaverse. First story of the Swedish track composed by Takinobu Mitsuyoshi and Shoji Meguro.
Let's go for
Yes.
AJ, let's go
Essentially
TJ.
the pinnacle of CHUNITHM, regarded as the toughest song in the entirety of the game, with a current chart constant of 15.4, and it will be re-rated to a 15 plus in the next version. And while playing
Yeah, people were also
15.7,
freaking out that
let's
this was
end
done by
showcase off
Shoji
with a
Meguro.
banger.
And we began this chart with a jump
Someone in the
scale note.
GDQ Discord asked if I was going to play or if we were going to play Shoji Meguro songs. I said yes.
It is this one.
But I'm very sure they did
Alright,
not expect
some
that this
fast-paced
would
air
be the
notes,
Shoji
coupled
Meguro
with a
song.
couple of flick top 10 bursts as well. And we are only 20 seconds into the song.
And that has to start with two justices.
Yeah, mostly
Clean,
only
the
of what we
cleanness
saw.
of execution.
Alright, whopping slide. And
We
here
were
we go.
accidentally talking over each other on that part. Oops.
Just look at those flick bursts and holds. The level of precision, aim, speed, control, and stamina. We have talked about all those elements of skill when it comes to CHUNITHM. And this chart has everything under the sun.
Yeah, how about repeat of the starting patterns, more alternating, some flick bursts, do the crab. Nails it. Alright, here we go. Into a guitar solo. More flicking into air motions with a few 4-key patterns, into a control trill, and some rapid flat flick bursts. Watch out for these slides and flicks here too. Alright, let's throw in some chord action and flicks that make you feel like you're strumming an electric guitar. Flick, flick, flick. One more time. flick, flick, flick. And on to the next section.
Now here's an interesting section that tests your finger dexterity. Making sure you tap and hold down the right note with the right fingers. Watch out for a few cross comes through.
Echo tune coming. And go gadget reverse card. Alright, let's have some hold.
We had to
now
do the
give
go-go
you space
gadget
to breathe.
because there was an Inspector Gadget
Alright,
run
now
that
let's take
happened
away that
before.
breathing space. We don't need that anymore. We got triple tap and we got some chords, and now one hand is hitting triplet holds with the other hand, hitting precise rhythm and air notes. And then we switch it around and we switch it back and throw in more notes and again chord S into a stair burst and into another triple section right here.
It's absolutely relentless. The amount of accuracy needed with your fingers in aiming and timing is astonishing. And be that still holding triple S cross pace.
Unbelievable. Repeating it again. And now we got
You
some
can breathe when
5
you're
note
dead,
stairs
yeah.
into a 24 burst in his slide with notes in them.
As much as these kids love this game.
Staircase, children staircase, 24 children staircase, and again, and again, and again, and again, and bang, notes, more notes, slides with notes in them, with flicks in them, chords slamming the holds with burst, and again, and again. Will he triple S? Time is coming up shortly.
Nice
time is coming
jinx.
up shortly. And time.
Clap, clap, clap,
Just
clap,
shy
clap.
of the triple S, but it's okay.
1.3 seconds under estimate, even though the estimate was supposed to be 30
This is
minutes
like
and then
one
they
of
decided
basically the
to
hardest
increase
song in
it
the
to
game, and he
35.
almost got the triple S live as well.
We were already
And that's
overrunning the
unexpected, but
schedule.
Wow, that's just bigger than my personal best. Let's put it
That's higher than mine was in the rest as well. Alright, amazing score. So I think with that being said, first and foremost, this has been
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much everything else is just thanks. So,
an amazing opportunity for myself. My last appearance.
so yeah, I think this will be it. If there's any questions y'all still have, you know, you can leave it in the comment section. Otherwise, that will be it for this video, and I'll see you all next time.